just hold on tight. Here comes Armageddon's fight. Can't open a twist and turn. Feel the power as you learn. Jump rolls rising like the sun. Front press heavy, gotta run. Side pressure moves so fast. Fight for glory, make it last. Smash to the black, case the mask. Back pressure strong, never pass. Break on tension, feel the pain. Push through when it's in the vein. Hold your ground, don't give in. Feel the fire deep within. In the arena, battles rage. Strength and spirit, break the cage.
Bam, we're live.
Damn.
Oh, at least I think we're live. Oh yeah, we popped up. I see us. Ow, that fucking hurts. I can't even flex. I'm so busted. I don't think I pulled that much in a while. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, great weekend. Well,
Quite an eventful weekend, hey?
yeah. Well, how was your weekend? Was it good?
It was good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched I went over to Austin's place. We watched the
King of the Table.
King of the Table on Dylan's new TV. It was pretty sick.
Right.
I'm trying to find the and at the same time I was watching the Lethbridge event on my phone.
Yeah, the stream wasn't that bad this year for Lethbridge. A little far away, but
Yeah. At one point they zoomed in for some of the matches. But yeah, it was good. It looked like a lot of fun for everyone that was there.
there were some big classes, man.
Oh yeah. There was I won't lie, it was a little funny watching the
kids go against
0 to 180 because all the kids were in it.
I know. It was funny, but I mean, it was cute too. Yeah,
I mean, good experience for the kids, though. Really,
there was enough kids they could have done a kid class, though. Yeah. But it was just hard. It was like one or two little kid girls, and then only one adult girl, and you know what I mean. It was just like there just wasn't enough, right? It was tough. It was tough, but we ended up going. I mean, the event was awesome, and you know what? It was a small enough event where one table could have worked, but because the class sizes were so big, like we would have been there till probably 9:30 if we ran one table. So yeah, we talked, and I said, "Listen, I'll throw my ref shirt on, and I'll bang off." And then I think I got the biggest class. It was like 20 people in that class. It was crazy. It was crazy, and that middle class was just sick. Like just and everybody you can think of was in that middle class. It was pretty good.
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was good. And then we started it out with the super match. There were some good super matches, man. Actually, the kids super match, did you see that? I don't know if you did.
The girl versus the boy, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really good. Really good. I was like, you know what? I'm like, we were second best match of the night, me and Byron.
No, that wasn't that. I think that was actually not the girl and the boy match. That was just the two boys, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was Jeremy's son, and yeah.
I don't know. Was one of the little girls in the super match, or were they just in the open?
It was only one girl.
Okay, she was in the open.
I think it was in the open. Yeah.
In the open. Okay, that's not her phone. So yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think Jeremy's kid won that one.
Yeah. And then you had well, they want to know some of the winners of some of the classes. I know Eugene won, but Eugene got in a few little battles. It was actually pretty good. Ben Souls gave him a battle. Dale stopped him. There was some battles for sure. Miles was a beast. Yeah, like anybody with a lot of side pressure was beating Miles, but he did really well, man. Like that, like to have a class that size, I'm actually like so impressed. But I don't like fucking blowing smoke up his ass. But he's gonna. I know he's gonna be one of the top guys in that class eventually, man. Like Miles is getting good. Just a few mistakes.
Miles is looking pretty dangerous, man. Did you see the after pull?
Some of it. I
was watching the after pull, man. Miles was pulling with some people, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like him and Dale were in the after pull, and he was doing pretty good with Dale.
Yeah.
This was after everything, of course, so both of them were probably a bit burned.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
They're definitely heavily burned. But still,
I got to feel Miles fresh though. He warmed me up, so, and I could tell you he felt strong. Like,
I
you know what I
felt
mean?
Miles fresh. He feels very strong.
He was strong. Like, yeah, not the same guy I after pulled and I was holding like a baby at Montana. Not the same guy. Like he felt connected and strong. Yeah, like I would take him serious if I had to pull him. I would definitely not take it easy. I would give him everything. Yeah. So you know what I mean? He's definitely impressing me. So yeah, I guess this and then most of the super matches, I'm trying to remember them all. I always have a bet. I don't know how. Like when I watch events, I remember everything, but when I'm at an event, it's like I have gaps. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, Pete got smoked on the one super match. Jeremy pulled who did Jeremy pull?
Jeremy pulled
He
what's
won.
it, um what's it,
Pete.
Pete? I
It
think it
was
was Pete.
Pete right-handed. It was Pete right-handed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Pete, yeah.
I thought Jeremy was gonna have too much arm. Um Pete's really good and he's so quick, like that hit of his. But the thing is, especially right arm, if someone's statically strong, Pete's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah. There was a match with dang it, I don't like not knowing both competitors, but I know one. Rylan.
Ryland, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. That got
They
I
did they did right and left, and it was kind of right was a bit of a fight, but Rylan lost pretty
he
easily. Like the
lost.
other guy won pretty convincingly.
Yeah, yeah,
It was a
yeah.
little bit of a fight, but it was like,
Yeah.
kind of no chance. And then left arm, it was kind of the same thing, but opposite.
But the opposite, yeah.
Rylan just kind of plowed through him, three out
Well,
of three, just nice, controlled, boom. Like he was fully. It was nice. They both did a great job.
Miles sent me a list of the super matches, so I don't have to try to remember. Thanks, Miles.
I was trying to
Um, yeah. James. Oh yeah, James Wisnowski versus.
Jaren.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, James looked pretty strong. And I think I talked to him before his match. I said, you just picture Zach and just pull like if you had to pull Zach again. And I said, not that you guys pull the same. It's not that you pull the same, but you can both, if you get into trouble, you both have that lane, and it gives him a lot of problems. So I
Yeah,
basically
it
gave him a
was
little bit
smart.
of, yeah, I just said, just picture pulling Zach, and I think that you're going to be too strong for him. That's what I told James, right?
Yeah, watching the match, it like I like both of the guys, right?
Oh, I like them
I've
both.
pulled
Jared's
both of the
amazing.
guys
Yeah.
before. I pulled them both in tournament, and I pulled James in super match.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, both these guys, like right hand tournament, this was a left hand match. Jaren did have a lane. It was an out. Okay, Jaren had like if they were outside the strap, Jaren was dominant because James. It's hard to quantify why though, because as soon as they got the strap, it was James's game all day. But outside the strap, Jaren was able to get that. I think it was just the being Jaren's hand seemed to be a little more coordinated in the beginning,
Yeah.
able to climb and get dominance. But when they got in the strap, that mattered less, right?
Yeah.
James was just locked in. He could pinch this part of his hand in and just
Yeah.
kind of
And
drive.
just
I
control
think
it.
that's what it came down to was just the straight connection with James. He could just go.
Yeah.
Whereas Jaren was being sneaky and climbing up and being
Yep.
getting up there. So I think Jaren did a really good job. I think
I think
Jaren
so
did the
too.
right thing. Is the shitty
I,
part is I think what Jaren did was the right move against James.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
I think
just
James
James
was
was just
just a
too
little too
strong,
top end. Yeah.
too
Well,
much
James
power.
he used to be a Superman when he started.
I know. I don't know if I could beat James left-handed. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Mhm.
James is strong, man.
Gotten strong. He
I
definitely
told him at like right hand, I kind of know his lane, so I can kind of block it. I've never pulled him left. Like I've after pulled him left, and he just destroys me. So
yeah, yeah.
if we had a super match, I'd have to really grit my teeth and just find the lane in the
Grind, find
match.
the lane and
Once
wear
I
him.
find the lane on somebody, I
You're
can put a
good.
little, like put more pressure and kind of just try to stay in that lane. But if I don't
Yeah.
know a lane on someone, yeah,
It's a
good luck.
feeling. It's just a feeling game.
I think my match with James on left would look a lot like Jaren's match. I think it would be me outside the strap being quite dominant, and then
Yeah.
in the strap just not having enough
Just that
connection.
same connection. Yeah.
And
Because
it's connection in the back.
James' drag is really strong.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I think my technical ability in the hand could probably outmatch him,
Mhm.
but I don't think it would matter. I think he'd be able to get the strap, and it just wouldn't be enough.
Be able to drag against the strap even if he didn't have
I
it.
could try. The problem is, I think I could get a pin or two, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, he'd burn me out before I could get enough purchase.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, I thought you were gonna have a I didn't know if you I kind of favored him. I wanted you to win, but I kind of favored him against your last super match with him.
Right hand, that's fair.
Yeah, no, I thought at that time he was just gonna have too much horsepower. But you were able to put the bleed on and get in there and make it so he couldn't, right? So it was really good.
It was a little dirty.
It was good for you though, because that I think that built a lot of confidence in you after that match.
That match, I had to 100% commit to inside. Like
Yeah.
there was no possibility of rolling out. There was no possibility of slipping. It was all just like
Yeah.
out. I could slip down and in, but it was
Yeah.
all 100% in. I
Everything, yeah.
could, because I saw how strong the guy was, but what I did see was when he was on a side and he could like get like this,
Yeah.
he was a menace. But
Yeah.
if he could get pushed to here,
Yeah.
he had a hard time climbing and getting back up from here. Maybe this was almost 2 years ago. It's like a year and a half ago. He's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
this
It's a
hole,
year and
right?
a half ago now.
At the time, there was a little hole there, so I was like, I just gotta fucking drive in there and try to block him so he's stuck. His shoulder will be inside of his hand,
Yeah.
and then hopefully that'll burn him out, right?
Yeah.
It did. It put enough on his brack, just enough that I could target the brack. Just barely, though, man. That was close.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
remember
forget
that.
what the score was, 3-0 or 3-1, but it was
It
closer
was
than it sounded. Like it
wasn't,
was one of those
yeah.
matches where it was
I think it was 3-1. I think they fouled you out one round, didn't they?
something. He might have pinned me one round, or I
Yeah.
got fouled out or something. I have the video, something. But either way, it was a lot closer than it looked. So
Yeah.
I got to give Jaron props.
You were getting some stupid calls against you in that match.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember. I was like, what are you talking about? But anyway, yeah, water under the bridge. Pete and Ducky was next.
yeah.
Pete.
I mean, this one
Left-handed though. So
was a little. I actually, I'm just rewatching it here. I was surprised. I thought that Pete would do it outside the strap faster. Like didn't need to go to the strap, but were they agreeing to strap or were they getting to the strap? I don't remember.
I think they might have ended up agreeing to it, but not at first. They were, yeah, they should have
But
just agreed to it. But
Ducky's real strong.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's just
he
Pete's
got
lightning quick on the left.
and he was so close to that stop. He was getting it just a little low, I think, was the only problem there, right?
Yeah,
He was getting the stop just a little bit lower than he needed to, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And does Pete load or no load?
Pete doesn't really load. He kind of
That's
loads on himself and uses
Yeah.
that when he fires. Yeah.
If the guy's not loading into you at all, it's best not to load into him at all, right? But if you don't know that, and if you don't have another plan, like you're like, well, okay, if I don't load into him, what the fuck do I do? You may as well load into him. Better go with a plan you actually have than a plan you don't have, right? That's always
Yeah.
going to be better than
If I could have talked to Ducky first, I think he could have that match could have been different.
that second round. He looked like he started to get the stop, but it was low enough that it put a bunch of micro tears, right? When you stop a match low, when the acceleration comes down and you stop it here, you get damaged heavily.
Yeah.
You can stop it here, low damage, because you're not extending.
And the second you get, I know.
Because as you're being stretched out, you're resisting. It's starting to snap, and then you stop.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of micro tears, right?
Yeah.
That's how you get stronger, but at the same time, it doesn't make you stronger in the moment. Like you get a bunch of micro tears, the next round you might be fucked. You might just boom get.
Well, I've seen. I think that's what happened to Mitch when I pulled him. I think he had something, and then when I hit him, it just let something let go. I mean, what was I gonna say? I also think that Ducky relies on a hit too. See, Ducky doesn't load, eh? He's one of those soft. I don't know what he's like on the left. I've never pulled him left, but he likes to just you don't even feel him, and then he just fires, right?
That's good then. That's good. He did the right thing.
Yeah.
Against Pete then. It's just Pete
But
that's Pete's thing.
That's why they call him Pistol Pete.
Quick.
He's cool. Oh, he's quick and it's a torquey hit. It's not just like it's just not speed only. He's actually he actually is the strongest when he's hitting you. and then it diminishes. If you stop it anywhere, in a good position, he's not as strong as his hit. His hit's got he puts everything into that fucking ready go, right? So, but yeah, that match it didn't really surprise me because it was left-handed. I favored Pete in that match.
Yeah, I thought Pete was going to do it again. If they agreed to straps, that makes a lot more sense. But I've just I thought he was going to win.
Yeah,
I didn't think he'd need the strap, mainly because I thought Ducky was gonna. I didn't know that Ducky didn't load though, so
he
maybe I
doesn't.
was wrong then.
So
Because if he doesn't
soft.
load, they probably just slipped instantly anyway.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
people that don't load at all, like usually 9 times out of 10, you're slipping because no one's hanging on really.
yeah. Did
I
you
know there's a
see?
difference between loading and hanging on, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
when you go from basically barely hanging on to 100% acceleration, both of you,
yeah.
it's a good chance you're slipping. You know.
Yeah. That's the only thing. If I feel someone no loading, that's when I take the advantage because I can't slip good.
Mhm.
So when someone does that, that's my opportunity to get the slip in the strap. Because I always prefer the strap. Always prefer the strap. Like,
It
especially when I'm
depends
fresh.
for me.
Well, if I'm fresh, when I'm fresh, I like the strap because I don't know, it's just really good for me.
It costs me to control. The cost for me to control in the strap is much higher than it is for you or Dakota. I won't tell you what that costs. I don't want
I know what you
to
mean. I
tell
know what
everyone
you're
my
saying.
weaknesses or anything,
No,
but
I
there's
know
a
what you're
cost
saying.
I can control in the strap really well.
Yes,
But
I
the
know what you
problem
mean.
is the cost sometimes outweighs the benefit.
Yeah. You have to use a
So
lot of musculature, a lot of different.
it takes a lot more energy and
Yeah.
consumption for me to do it. I can do it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
so if I get fought a lot in the setup, that's where I'm like, okay, I won't
I know
wrestle.
what you're saying. Because I mean, at a strap, you can use bone lines, height, all kinds of stuff where you're not using a lot of energy. It's more
Yeah.
about angles and where you're shooting, right?
Not even hanging on at all,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Yeah.
Whereas in the strap, I'm strapped to you. My arm's hanging on to you, whether my hand wants to or not, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Luke in the chat, he says we should come to East versus West in Georgia. You know what? The next East versus West is in Georgia. I heard it was announced today. Well, I heard it. Vitaly, I think, is pulling Morzov there.
That'd be
So,
good to go watch.
oh,
For the left hand,
yeah, buddy. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. A
we'll
lot of
definitely
fun.
think about it.
Yeah,
What's the
give
next?
it.
The next match was Miles, hey?
Oh yeah, and it's Miles now. So Miles, wow. You know what? That Colin, he's not his health hasn't been the best lately, but he's gotten really light. I think he was down to like 178 or so, like really light. He's like 6'3".
Damn.
But he actually pulled amazing in the tournament. But Miles did. That's what I mean. And Colin Vanderstein, he knows how to pull. He's been pulling a long time, right?
Yeah.
Miles pretty much, just Miles was so strong though. I mean,
You know what? Miles is getting more and more fundamental.
he is, I know.
And it might just be in little tiny pieces like micro, but it's noticeable on the big scale, like quite noticeable.
Yeah.
You can't see exactly like what exactly did he improve on? It's like, well, it's everything. He's improving
Everything.
on everything all at
His
once.
setup, his setup, his body positioning, his elbow placement,
And
everything
his
he's been working
strength.
on.
And the guy is just naturally super duper strong, right? Like guy's crazy strong. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I
as long
mean,
as he's got a grip, he can rip.
listen, he's deceptible. His only weakness right now that I see is that side, like good, strong side pressure. He's weak to it.
And here's the thing: do you want to know why he's weak to it? Miles, listen to me, because this is I might know nothing, but I know this. It has not to do with strength.
No, I
Not a
don't see
strength
it
thing.
either.
It's a technique thing. He doesn't know how to mitigate the side pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know the answer to how to is a problem. I just know that that's what it is. It's not a strength thing. I don't think he's too weak to do it. I just think
No.
there's
Side pressure, you have to, that's when you really want to have up pressure for me, because then I find myself on top of their hand.
you can do it different ways. Like yeah,
Yeah.
up pressure, back pressure,
Yeah.
your own side
Well, it
pressure,
depends on, yeah, it depends on
pressure.
what kind of side pressure it is. But I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of side pressure that you feel like you can't like ultimately stop,
you gotta
like,
float away from.
yeah, you can get above the hand. Now all of a sudden you get a position and it's easier to stop it, and you're in a good
Yeah,
counter position, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think Miles. I think it's just tiny things, and then he's. I think he can freaking level up very quickly because I don't think it's
Just minor
huge things
things.
he has to do to level
No,
up. Just little tiny
no.
things, and
Yeah.
one tiny thing once it clicks in makes you way better. So all these tiny things clicking in are going to make him
Well, that's just it, right?
Way
Like
better.
he's gifted with a huge hand. Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to see, I mean, I wanted Ben and him to have a super match, is what I really wanted. That would have been the match to make because their hands, and it was funny too, because when they gripped up, it was like weird. It was like they did. I think I don't know who won. I think Miles beat Ben. I'm not sure. Ben did good too. Like Ben and Miles both did really good in their class. So I don't
Mm,
remember. I think Miles beat him, but I don't. I was reffing, so I don't even remember because I don't look. I don't pay attention when I'm reffing.
no, of course not.
Yeah.
Guys, all the refs there did a good job. Freaking
Oh
who
yeah.
who was the next match? I'm not sure. I know who
Next
that.
match is Jeff and Yuri.
Jeff and Yuri was next. Okay, I gotta. I'm watching as we talk about it here.
Yeah,
Like rewatching.
that was a tough one for Jeff. I mean, Yuri had so much. He might have had 2.5 inches in lever. Like really, like it almost looked like I don't know how Jeff could have won.
Yeah. Did we go like for those
Yuri did
maps?
his classic top roll, that
Yeah.
friggin' flying high and and then dropping. Jeff caught him a couple times. Like Jeff did okay. Jeff did okay actually. I mean,
Jeff was
Yuri
stuck underneath the whole time.
he was, but Yuri too. Even when Yuri's straining to pin someone, Yuri's got this calm, like confident look that he always keeps no matter what. Like it's
Yeah.
almost arrogant, but it's just like he just does it. But I think Jeff actually like he had to try and pin Jeff a couple times.
Oh,
Um,
for sure. The main thing was when I'm looking at the setup here, Jeff, right off the bat, Jeff tried to match Yuri.
tried, yeah, but that's not the way to go.
Well, like tried to match him height wise, and you see
I know,
like
yeah.
elbow come up. He looked basically almost as strong as Yuri, maybe just as strong, but just didn't have the lever to like. If they had the same lever, they'd be the same strength. But Yuri with the bigger lever was able to add a little more power, right?
It almost came all down to the lever.
That's what
Like
it's looking
Yuri,
like here.
yeah, it was. I mean, Jeff couldn't match the height, and Yuri got out on top every time.
And
You
Yuri
know,
was making good decisions too in his movements.
yeah.
If,
Oh,
if he would have made a mistake, I think Jeff had moments where he could have came back.
yeah, yeah.
But Yuri wasn't making too many mistakes at all.
Yuri's a very he's a very complete arm wrestler. Like he only top rolls, but he specializes in it, and he actually does it really good. Like his top roll is really slick.
Yeah.
So I thought I told Jeff beforehand, I said, I don't know, I think if you can drag him down somehow, you got a good shot. But if he gets up over you every fucking round, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Rewatching
So,
it, I think Jeff didn't make any mistakes. Like everything he did was right for like his
did what he
approach.
could do. Yeah.
I think the only other approach he could have made was maybe stand up a little taller,
Yeah.
Yuri a little more center,
Block with his shoulder.
instead of trying to come. But again,
I know, and he kept trying to go back. If he
it
would
might
have
not have
framed
worked.
it,
Maybe that
he
back
might have
was
got hurt. Yeah.
keeping him in, right? Maybe that back was the only thing keeping him in the fight. Maybe he couldn't have matched the side. Like I wasn't there. I couldn't feel it out, right?
Yeah.
The feeling's what matters, not
Yeah.
what you see.
Not what you see. Yeah, exactly.
It can look one way, but if what you're feeling in the moment is different than how it looks, go with how you feel. If I'm gripping someone by one finger and I'm ripping sideways, then to everyone else like, oh, he's gonna slip. But I know I got him. Like he's not slipping from here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you want to hang on. You don't want to just let go. You want to hang on and pin because I have him and I know I got him. Why am I gonna just slip? Right? If I can
Exactly.
get the pin, I'll go for it. There's a
Yeah,
time to
there's
hang
not
on. That's
there's yeah, there's a time when you just know and you got what like why slip?
Exactly.
Why give him another chance, another reset, or maybe when the start
Exactly right. And Yuri didn't give Jeff any chances to do that or anything.
no,
So
no.
it was mostly all in the strap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're just strapped to the guy, and Jeff did good. Like his everything he did was like textbook. It was great. It's just
I don't
Yuri just
and
was a
not
little
and
too strong.
yeah, and normally, I mean, Yuri probably outweighed Jeff fucking 25 pounds. Like,
Exactly. So
he looks so much bigger. I mean, I don't know. But
it
yeah,
is what it is. They did great though. Both
oh,
both
it was a
guys.
great match still.
Good
Yeah.
match.
And I'm glad, it was good seeing Jeff and I'm glad he came. And I like him actually. Jeff's a real good guy. Like,
Jeff
really,
is
he really loves arm wrestling. He's just so passionate. Um, Ben Souls, Jason Shaw was the next one.
in Souls and Jason Shaw. Yeah.
Jason. Strong, strong, strong. He just needs to. It's all just table IQ and table time on the table, and that guy is going to become. In a year from now, we'll be talking about who he beat and everything else. Because
Well, you get thrown with the shark. Sometimes you get bit. You know.
yeah, well, it's good for him actually right now. And he learned a lot from this super match. Like I talked to him after, and he was understanding kind of what he did wrong and how
Just lost the
he
pronation.
was
All over.
losing in the set.
Yeah.
He lost the setup every time. He doesn't fight. He doesn't fight for his setup.
You're not fighting the setup; they're taking it, right?
Yeah,
Like
and
that was
and if you watch, Ben took the setup every time. It
Ben
was
was
over
really,
before.
really like basically posted straight up like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he was just blocking him like this. Boom.
just just
Yeah.
fundamental too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ben set up, he's one of the best at setting up. Like
And he see basically just hooked him and just side pressured him too, right?
yeah. And Ben he can top roll, he can hook, and he can King's move, he can press. Like Ben is like an old dog and that knows all the tricks. Like he's when Ben tells me something, I listen to him because it helps me, right?
Yeah.
You know?
They went the distance with this match. Like I don't know how many times, both 4 times, but yeah, in the strap here, Ben went almost into like just finished it almost into like a top roll.
Yeah, yeah. It was just too much hand and the setup. Jason's got to learn. Like he's kind of like me. Like he's a smaller weight class me, a guy that just knows he's strong, that relied on his strength. And I
Do you know
used
what
to
he
do
wasn't
that.
doing? He
Yeah.
was not employing any elbow.
Mhm.
He was trying to rotate everything up through here like this,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not
Drive
driving. Like
or
he
drive. Yeah,
wasn't driving his elbow in. He was just
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
again. Could have just been because he was just overpowered. He's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because if he would have drove up, he might have got something back too, right?
Maybe. Again, this isn't saying he did any mistakes. This could literally be the
Yeah.
guy was so fucking strong. He's forced to like try to,
Listen,
sometimes
like
he's forced to do things without choice.
Jason, he'll get another super match, but he'll be teamed up with somebody that's
It's
you know,
his speed. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, because
Oh
he'll
yeah.
he'll put on a show because he's strong.
Well, like I said, you throw him to the sharks. Sometimes you get
Yeah,
bit. It
yeah,
happens.
exactly. But I told him it was a good experience for him, and he's a good guy too. I like him. I mean, everybody's a good guy. I love all of us, but you know what I mean? Like he's just a good guy. You can tell like his eyes and that glow in his eyes when you're talking to him. He loves arm wrestling.
Oh
He's
yeah.
new to the sport, but you can tell that he's just, he's hooked. Like he's not going anywhere. He's gonna be around. Next match was James and Jaron again.
Yep. Right hand this
Right
time.
hand this time. Yep.
Now I've pulled. I didn't pull. I after pulled Jaron this year. I did pull James this year in a tournament twice.
Okay.
Pulled him twice in tournament, like 2 times in the same tournament, but I did pull him. And yeah, they hooked the first round. James won. There's more in the hand the second round. James won. James has a lot of raw power, and the big thing about him is you can't let him take your bone line. And Jaron's bone line was getting taken right from the start every time.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to out just like manhandle him, right? You're not
Didn't
going to.
James
You
didn't
can't just
Jaron flash him
manhandle
one round?
James.
I thought Jaron flashed him on one of the rounds. Or
One
at
of the
least
rounds,
aggressively pinned him.
I think it was round 2. James came down to slip, came like this, and Jaron stretched him out.
Wham. Yeah, yeah. He just took advantage and took it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
And
Yeah.
then the round after that one, skipping through here one sec, try to get right to the right spot. Yeah, okay. I think James started going more inside.
They're just blocking anything. He's just trying to block.
See, that's the thing about Jaron. He's very good.
He's versatile. He's versatile.
Very good and very versatile. But the
Right.
trick to beating him seems to be static power, static pressure that is unyielding. If you have static pressure but it yields, it bounces,
Then
probably
that's
gonna
when
lose.
you get momentum and
Yeah, but if you can just stay strong and static, it looks like that's Jaron's weakness. Because James, that next round, just stayed strong, static, and just drove straight sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And Jaron made the mistake of hanging on there. I think that was a bit of a mistake on Jaron's part, as well as James making a good static attack.
Yeah.
Jaron was high up in the hand. It looked like he was going to climb, but then he really gripped on.
Yeah. I know,
But again,
that
James
instinct to hold on sometimes sucks. Yeah.
It does, but every time I get that now, not every time, but most of the time, that's when I
Do it.
that's when I don't
You're
hang
like,
on.
oh, boom. Yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
my body's instinct, no, but my mind tells me, oh, this is the time.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah. So
know
then
they can't slip anymore.
that's when you just loosen and flies
When
off.
they start to try to bail and I have hand position and I can make sure they can't slip, that's when I'm okay. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
they can't come back, and then
I'm that
that's
way
when you
too,
hang
yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good match. They all did good.
Yep.
It's just Jaron needs to work on, I think, his hook left and right by this sound by the looks of things. Because his top roll and his outside, like not his side pressure. His side pressure and hand going this look phenomenal. His ability to come forward and to push and to flick his wrist downward, super strong. But his ability to come once he starts getting separated to get his shoulder back in, he seems to not want to jump back in forward. He seems to want to try to out muscle it, which does work sometimes. But against James, who's more hand dominant than anything, once he has hand dominance, you're not going to out muscle him. It's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So good job for both of them.
Oh,
Good job on James for getting the double win. Good
James
job
is starting to look,
for,
he's starting to look pretty damn good. I mean, I think he's gonna, what weight class? He's in your weight class, right?
Jaron's in 154. James is in 176.
176. Okay.
Yeah, Jaron definitely was the underdog going into this match. Both these matches
the
for
lighter
sure.
guy and everything. Yeah.
But James is really good too. He's been doing it for 16 years.
Yeah, but he's finally, like when I first started, I thought James was new. You know, like he just didn't look, just didn't
Some
look.
people really enjoy pulling one way though. Look at Dale.
Yeah.
Dale
That's
just really
true.
loves to pull one way. He just loves it.
He's changing things up though. I don't
But
know.
see, exactly. When you get a guy who really loves and is really good at something,
Mhm.
then you get him to change things up and start to learn more and start to become greater than the sum of their parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get you.
Because that's the thing. You greater than the sum of your parts has no better use than in arm wrestling, right?
Yeah.
You can be a tiny guy, but when you have the connectivity, the technique, the know-how, the strength, all of these things come together, the sum of your parts becomes greater than what you are, right? It's how you have super freaks.
Yeah, it was almost like James, something clicked with him, and he's really just really gotten a lot better in the last, I'd say, 16 months. Like
because he started facing me.
Yeah, it was actually, you're right. Yeah, kind of.
That could be it because
you also blossomed after that match too. So
he was taking my hand and completely ripping it upside down backwards, and, like making my hand look like it was normal. But
and you were finding a way to still.
And then that was last year or the year before, I don't remember. And then this year, I was able to take his hand.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's gotten better. Like I think we both gotten better, and then I've kind of dipped down. So I think we might even be even right now.
Yeah, might be. Yeah, I think.
Recovering. I'm still in recovery mode on the right.
I still think actually, technicality, you're pretty good. Like you're up there for sure in your weight class, man. I mean, it's just about getting more connected, build more strength.
I'm at like 50% output on my right arm right now.
Yeah, that's
but I think it's purely just power. I think I just need to hit the gym, hit the exercises again,
just build it up again. Yeah,
I think that's it. I think it's ready to go though. I think it's all healed. Like
it's healed enough where you can rehab
80 to 85% healed.
You can re-strengthen it now.
Yeah. I think it's ready to re-strengthen basically.
That's good.
Yeah. And what was the next match after that? Was that Miles again?
No, it was Pete and Jeremy Droz.
Pete and Jeremy, yes. This was an interesting match actually.
Yes.
Because Jeremy has I don't want to give too much away about Jeremy because I want to tell people exactly what makes him strong and where to beat him or anything. But Jeremy has a really weird strength that if you don't know where it comes from, good fucking luck against the guy, dude. Like he can bounce around, do crazy stuff, and he has a point on his body that he can pull from any position.
Yeah.
Any position.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what that point is, but it's not. I mean, you watch him pull, you figure it out enough. I just don't want to.
He's definitely, his strength has definitely changed in the last year.
Oh yeah,
his ability physical strength.
Use the spot on his body that he pulls from is not the normal spot that you pull from with his style. His style is like a hand dominant top roll.
Yeah.
He's not applying pressure through the normal parts you would apply to do that move.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
I know
I,
what
I
you
don't
mean.
want to say it, but like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
doing something kind of like counterintuitive almost,
yeah.
and it's crazy because it's like
It's
I don't know,
working
man.
for him.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
Well, he's definitely now he's well, you know what? Now he's 2-0 because he's had two super matches and he's
yeah,
won both. You know, his first one I think was really impressive, and now his second one. I mean, he beat an OG really.
yeah.
Like Pete's no joke. Pete, well, I mean, last year in Hinton, Pete flashed Jay Smith twice, and that was on the right hand too.
Yeah.
So
No, Jeremy. I mean, you look where Jeremy's training. You look at he arm wrestles all the time. He has kids he arm wrestles with. He goes to practice whenever he can. You know what I mean? He's training with really good guys. He's going to good tournaments. He's arm wrestling these really good guys. His
yeah,
ability to like be like know when. I think the biggest thing I've seen with Jeremy over the past little bit is knowing when to hang on and when to let go.
yeah, yeah,
Really knows when to
yeah,
not let go.
yeah.
Because before I think
He
he'd
used to
let
hang on
go,
sometimes and then get pinned. Yeah,
he would let go prematurely and then he would hang on too late.
yeah,
Now I think it's perfect. Like it looks like he's hanging on, and when he does hang on, he gets it. When he lets
yeah.
go, it's for a reason. You know what I mean?
For a reason.
It
Yeah,
looks like he's fine tuned his ability with his hand,
yeah, yeah,
coupled with his style. Just it's hard to manage because if you negate his hand, you're not done with him.
yeah. No, you're
Negating
right.
his hand won't really do much to him.
No, and he'll pull too. Like he's determined, man. He went right against in that one match against what was his name? Pavlo. His name is Pavlo. He's
Yeah,
from Edmonton. Remember that match? He was in some nasty arm positions, man. You know,
what I
and
mean. He's got power in places that's insane.
I thought his arm was gonna break. Honestly, one round, I thought he was gonna break his arm. Yeah, I was like, oh, I've never reffed a broke arm before, but yeah, might happen
You're about
today.
to.
Yeah, well, I listen. The unfortunate thing is we're at a high pro level now, and we're doing pro level super matches. I am not gonna like. I can't just stop a match because a guy, some guys they can pull in those bad positions because they've done it for 10,
And
15.
they will just let it go if they think this is a bad. I'm not willing to pull in this position.
Well,
Guess what?
exactly.
I'll just let it go.
Let it go. Yeah, exactly. Because
I'm the one keeping myself in this match. If I'm not willing to do it, I'm going to let
yeah.
go. It's
Yeah.
that
Plus,
simple, right?
when you sign a waiver at the beginning, you're agreeing to be ready to defend yourself the second you walk to
Yeah,
the table.
yeah. And you're also willing not to sue anybody or say
Again,
it's, you're
yeah.
taking your own health onto your own accord, which is
Oh yeah.
you should
Yeah, I
already be
mean,
doing anyway. But it's good to
you're
kind of
saying
reiterate.
I'm not going to allow myself to get broken, like
Yeah.
because I'm in charge. Yeah.
If I
So
get
like
broken, it's not because I did it
now,
by
if
intention.
it's an amateur match though, I will stop it for break arm.
Well,
Yeah.
the waivers are a little different for an amateur match as well.
Yeah, and I will do it anyway because it's just like, listen, you know what? Sorry, you haven't proven yourself. You're not
Exactly.
breaking your arm
The
today.
waiver for the amateurs is all encompassing as a note.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
they they will take your safety into their account.
yeah, exactly. But some shit was going on for a while with a couple refs here, and like I said, I never mentioned names, but you got a pro match, and these guys are serious, and you're calling them for an arm break position. Like
When it's not even an arm break
yeah,
position.
man. Like, and I've seen, you know what? You're asking. Like, I swear, I thought he was gonna get punched out one day. But anyway, um, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what? That's just the game, man. Listen, we all have to be safe, and I'm a ref, and I'm gonna try to make sure things are fair and safe. But I'm sorry, once you get into that level, I'm not. You know what? I'm
From what
not.
I've seen, it looks like there's one major injury every 6 months
Oh,
in
it
the community
happens.
around
It
here.
happens, man. Yeah,
That's not
definitely.
bad compared to how often we're arm wrestling, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
I'm talking major, like yeah, they're out for 6 months plus.
yeah, yeah. No,
Usually
you're
it's
right.
every 6 months one guy or girl will get really injured. But
Okay, next match we got Jeff and Yuri right hand.
did we already go over that, or did we go over the left
Oh
hand?
yeah, yeah. You know what? This list is a little wonky because
Yeah.
S didn't Jeremy pull twice?
Well,
ST?
well, SD goes against Miles here.
Yeah, but
Next year.
I thought he pulled twice though. No?
He might have. We'll go.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll go
watching the
Miles.
video here, so we'll do the Miles and SD one, and I'll
Yeah,
skip and I'll see who the next one was.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Miles and SD. I mean, I'll be
Uh,
honest with this one, man. This was a
uh,
slaughter.
Slaughter. Yeah.
It like
Jeremy wasn't ready for what Miles had in his hand.
Like Miles was.
Strong and ready. I told you he felt strong, man. Like he felt strong. Like
I don't know if it's. I think Miles has been training with the strap too, because the way he was binding his arm to that
oh,
strap,
just
man, was
yeah. And but he felt like serious strong. Like when he warmed me up, I was like, yeah, I don't want to go. Don't warm up too hard, Miles. Like I got because I don't like it. I don't like really warming up a lot. I don't. Um, I find for some reason it does I do lose percentage points in my arm. So I just like to just lightly and just put a little blood in it. That's it. Because
I mean, Jeremy Esty did good. He did the best he could,
yeah,
but
but the too dominant.
yeah,
Just too dominant.
arm power was there. The thing with it was really the hand was just compromised right from the get go.
Yeah.
Miles, when look at the strap, it looked, dude, Miles' hand looked like a freaking like a softball mitt wrapped around. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
looked fundamentally just. It looked like he was part of the strap, and Jeremy was there for the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from the just maybe it was a bad strap for Jeremy or a really good strap for Miles. But I'm telling you, man, Miles looked like he was ready. Just like he could have pulled the freaking whole table out of
He
this
was Miles was
out of the
fired
studs.
up
Like,
and pumped for that day though. Like he yeah, he was I
the
could
hand control was massive. I just watched it. It was crazy.
yeah. Like I said, I knew Miles, but he was ready and wanting to pull in Lethbridge. Like, yeah, he was pumped. Like I said, this his only weaknesses I seen through the day is when it was hard side pressure. He he fell to it. Like Eugene,
And
right? Eugene
yeah,
had too much side pressure, right?
well, okay, with Eugene, it might be a power thing, but with everyone else, I don't think it's a power thing. Eugene
No,
has the
no, but at the same time, I seen Ben stop Eugene and Dale stop Eugene,
yeah,
but
but that's what I mean. I
Miles,
do think Miles has the ability right now to
yeah,
to still stop it without adding
oh
any
yeah,
power.
yeah,
Just refining technique a little bit more, boom.
yeah,
Because he'll get just by refining the technique, he'll get more strength, right? That's how you get guys being like, "How is this guy so strong?" If I do the same move as him and all my lifts are better than his, I do the exact same thing he does. Why is he way stronger than me in this move?
yeah.
There's a reason why you can develop a move and you can get better and better and better with that
No.
move, just refining it like tiny little things. Every time you refine it, you get stronger, stronger, more
Timing,
connected,
yeah,
stronger, more connected. You're
yeah,
in your move. Let's say it's a press, you keep getting pulled out. Your body gets used to being pulled out right here. You stop getting
yeah,
pulled out right there. You start getting open here. Your body
yeah.
gets used to being open there. You stop getting open
Stop
there.
getting open, yeah.
You're used to these angles. So all of a sudden it becomes tight. Same with the top roll. You start getting opened up down here. Your body stops. You start
Yeah,
getting blasted sideways. You're able to rise.
yeah, just hold it. Yeah,
Takes
higher,
time. It's
higher each
and
time.
it's
Yeah,
the timing on the technique, right? Timing on everything. It becomes muscle memory. You're not even thinking.
yeah.
All through time, though. It takes time.
No, I know, I know.
That's why you got to buy our program. You can skip all the time and effort. Just pay us, and then we'll show you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. We're like an open encyclopedia though, because we just share it. We just
Everything I'm saying is just something that
yeah,
someone told me,
yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, yeah. Or 10 people told
or
me a
10
little
people, right?
bit,
It's
and I got little bits of what I just said from 10 people. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly like there's very
Exactly.
few original ideas I have in arm wrestling because most of the ideas I get told from these guys that are much better than me are much better ideas.
Yeah. No,
So
true.
I just incorporate them into my own.
Yeah. Well, I get to talk about my match for a sec.
Yeah. So the big match of the night.
It was pretty big. Like,
Big,
I'm
yeah.
glad we were the main event because I mean we did I think we were only one of the only matches that went 5 rounds, I think, other than the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was you, Brian Parliament.
Yep.
Uh just so everyone knows, he's one of the hosts on Through the Fingers podcast.
Yep. Hey.
But corny as hell. Yeah, you went up against your arch nemesis, Byron.
Yeah, he seems like that's me and him. I don't know, there's a rivalry, even though I
That's your
just looked at
rivalry,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about the round one.
Well, round one, I was nervous.
You're
He
nervous.
was
You
fired
walked
up.
up.
Yeah, he
How do you
came
feel?
up in the setup
Yeah.
like shit.
He felt
So,
like shit.
oh, well, I didn't, but no, it's the same thing, right? But the fact that I focused the setup and I was only been practicing setup and everything else, instead of panicking like I did last year, because when he grips on and where he hits, it actually his grip is so strong that it actually buckles your hand.
Mm.
It will buckle my pronator. Like it's weird. It's in the hand here. The way he comes down so hard, it buckles my hand.
Hmm.
So to start pronated with Byron is really hard. But to so I was doing the who was doing that Lewis Hograf when he went against Chuck in Garage Wars? Did you watch
Hmm.
that match? How he was
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And starting like this.
Yeah.
I was walking to the table and going, you know what I mean? Making him have to reach up and grab me. So, and it worked. And it worked. So he did the death grip, but because he had to come up and grab me and I had my pronation active, I just locked it in.
Hmm.
So, and I had a nice little pocket that I created, right? So I was able to just flat kind of just hammer through him. I took him right to the pad, pretty much. Yeah, took him right to the pad. Second round, he was trying to grip me even harder, but I just did the same thing. Same thing. Boom. I took him right. I actually really easy in the second round. I think I took him easier to the pad the second round.
Yeah.
Then third round, I
It
wasn't, I
all
was,
changed.
well, I was getting worried too because he was gripping my hand so bad, my hand started blowing up.
Yeah.
No, he was blowing up my hand and I couldn't reach I was having a hard time getting around to my thumb. And then he changed something. So I don't know what him and his team talked about, but he came in blocking me right away and he gripped a little different, but this time it was able to buckle my hand and I couldn't get my pronation was not active. I was almost turned, like it was almost that I was like this. Like if you can see this, I don't know if the third round's there, if you can see it, but you can kind of see on the setup, my hand almost gets like buckled in the setup, the way he's gripping me.
That was
Um,
possible. Yeah.
and basically I couldn't access my pronation. So he just took me over. And I was gonna fight for a second, and then I said no, I let it go. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was fighting at first, and then I said, well, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't want to go down, I just let it go down, kind of. I just
Yeah.
wasn't fighting. I just stopped fighting, right? So
Yeah.
fourth round, he came out, he did the same thing. So I'm starting to panic. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? My ace, because I didn't know if I could beat him another way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I do here, right? What do I do here? And you know what? I said, I'm just gonna try to shoot up and regain my pronation.
Yeah.
Like hit and just shoot a punch up and try to get it back. But he actually beat me. He hit me faster than I hit him in the fourth round, and he just took me right to the pad, like right to
Yeah.
the pad. Then I went back and I said, you know what? If I can't get the setup, I'm just gonna crash in. I'm crashing inside with this guy.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, I'm just going for it. And then I did. And then he started panicking. He didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. He was looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Because now I wasn't set up the same. Now I was letting him grip me and take my hand. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, I'm just rolling in. I'm rolling in with everything I got. Right.
Yeah.
And then he just wasn't comfortable. So I ended up getting a ref script for the first time ever with him. Ow. Oh, I got a little pinched nerve in my back. But yeah, so I was able to get the ref script and then it was over
Yeah.
because the ref script allowed me to be able to go back to my ace because it just allowed me to activate my pronation, everything. And then my explosiveness was there that day. Like it was really on point yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So actually, if you watch, I hit him and he does a desperation, like doesn't want to get pinned. And he stopped me. I could look too because I was down there with my hand,
Yeah.
and it
He's
was
turning
like this
into
far from
decent
the. It
looking
was
kings.
like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then he started to get me back, and in my inner, like I actually got angry. I'm like, "Fuck you!" And I came up, and I don't know. I think I just aggressively pressed him and just said, "Fuck that." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not
You
losing.
did. When you came up, you supinated, but you didn't turn his hand at all. But
No.
you went like this and supinated and drove into his like skin. You're like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. It was something like that.
Yeah.
I was mad that he was doing that shit, right? I just
That
wanted to
was
win.
good. It's smart of him actually because he almost brought it back.
He
When he
did. You
was
see,
trained the King's move, he would have opened his hand, did the wave. You know that wave move I do?
yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
clamped down, and then he could have came over top.
I felt he was going to try to slip, and all slips went to straps. So that's why I didn't waste any
Smart.
time. I actually gripped him and just said no. You know what I mean?
When you have the dominant position and you're actually going for the pin and they're trying to slip, that's the time to hang on.
So hold on. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you feel like you're losing the dominant position,
And let it go.
like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
But I wasn't ready to risk because it seemed like whoever won the setup was winning the
It's
round.
gonna win, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't want to risk another setup. You know what I mean? So, but either way, the 3 rounds I won them pretty dominant.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it went really good. He had a chance to get me back in the tournament because I actually had a pulled pec, but I just said to myself, I'm going to hit everybody so hard, I'm just going to win, right? So when I got Byron again, I actually made it look really easy in the tournament. I just went wham and just nailed him. But Byron is so fucking strong. Listen to this. I had to train all year. I'm going to give him kudos. I had to train all year, right?
Mhm.
And he does nothing. The guy is just a walking piece of lead. He's so like, I don't know how to describe. He is so statically strong that he doesn't need to lift a weight. He just needs to do table time.
Does he have a nickname yet?
The ginger squash.
Oh, I was gonna call him like the beefcake or something.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's like, put it this way, he Byron's crazy, man. And then his left, it's even better. I tried left with him. I couldn't. He just ripped me. I was actually worried about getting hurt because he was so strong. That's another thing. Pulling Byron, it plays in your head a bit because the static strength that's there, you worry about an injury with pulling Byron.
Yeah, you should be. He's
Yeah,
pretty
because
strong.
I'm telling you, he's just, who would be a good match is him and Jay Smith. I think
Mm.
they should pull each other because they're both like if I pull Jay, I'm gonna pull him like I pulled Byron, right? Like there's not gonna be a secret, you know. And but they're both so statically strong, right? Like I don't
So
know, and
I
they're
was
both
thinking
ginger squashes. So
it'd be the ginger knot versus the ginger squash.
Mhm.
That'd be crazy.
Ginger squanch or something like the Sasquatch, but the ginger.
Ginger
Yeah,
squash.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. Yeah, he was hunting. He went and shot 22 geese or something with some buddies, and then came to the tournament, all in his hunting shit. Yeah, yeah. It was funny. It was real funny. But then I'm like, oh man, he probably drank a fucking liter of deer blood. He's fucking jacked. I'm like,
Pumped up.
yeah, I'm like, I'm done, man. And I always get intimidated by Byron strength. So, but I was just like, you know what? I didn't. I was like, it's not Byron. It's just the guy on the other table that I know that I'm better than on the table. And that's what I pictured. I just pictured me being, I know more. My table IQ is better. I'm gonna feel this. Brian, you've never pulled this guy before. You're just gonna feel it and you're gonna go with what you feel. And that's kind of how I approached the whole match, actually. My walkout song. So my walkout song is always rolling, right? So it comes on, and I was pumped, but I didn't want to lose. I wanted all my energy for Byron, right? So I didn't want to
Yeah.
get too over hyper. So I was just happy, just kind of nodding, right? Like right on my song, right? Byron comes out fired up, slaps the table, almost breaks it. Freaking, he's going nuts. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It was then I'm like, yeah, it's not Byron, it's just some guy. You've beaten 100 of these guys.
Just
And
a
then
guy.
it worked good for 2 rounds. I mean, honestly, I really did think I was winning 3-0.
Yeah.
So kudos to him, man. He figured it out and shut my lane down. And whatever he did, it beat me in the setup on the next 2 rounds. So I'm just glad that, I know in a ref script. See, I know why Travis always wants a ref script, man. Right? Travis Bajent.
A
Because
ref
he
script is
knows in a
very
ref,
fair, right?
yeah, and he knows in a ref script, he just gets exactly what he wants.
I'm
You know,
pretty good in the ref script.
me too. Me too.
But
Especially if I'm having a hard
trick.
time winning the
Here's your
setup.
trick in the ref script. I usually get what I want in a ref script. And I'll tell you how. You ready for this shit?
Yep.
You can still manipulate and still do movements in a set grip.
Mhm.
Not in a ref script, but like kind of a ref script. Like it's hard to explain it. Like when they're doing this and they go to physically move you somewhere,
Yeah.
sometimes instead of being a perfect magnetized force where they grab you and you just zip to exactly where they put you,
Yeah,
kind of let them toss you around a little bit.
I do. I put
Why? Maybe they'll push you a little. Maybe when they set you, they'll set you a little further than they meant to. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
This is all through their force. You know what?
yeah.
They resist a bit, so they got to put force, and they kind of just let off. I don't know. It's kind of
I
hard
know what
to.
you're saying. I know. And a couple
You
guys
can
yesterday when I was reffing, I felt it. They were doing it.
you can still do some stuff that isn't really callable. What's the ref going to say you're doing?
Well, you know what happens?
They could
Instinctually,
call loading. They could say loading.
no, but there's something here because I was reffing yesterday and I don't remember who it was, but they did that. It's not like they were trying to close their hand, but they were holding their fingers stiff, and I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm moving you here." But what it made me do, it made me get mad, pull his fingers, and I put him even more on the hand. And now that I think of it, I gave him way more, and then all of a sudden, boom, and the guy won too.
In whenever it goes to a set grip or ref grip, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
do. I let them lead me,
yeah.
but I influence where they go. It's all you only need a little bit. A
But
little
you're
bit.
influencing, but you're also making them want to take control of your
Exactly.
hand,
You're
and then they
forcing them to
give you
put in more
more.
effort than they need to, and then when you let off the effort, they put in.
Yeah,
They put
and
in
they
crap.
also tend to put you more on the thumb. Like instead of just putting you here on your thumb, they put you here on your. You know what I mean? So
You can practice that and train that as long as you have three people, like another
yeah,
person to strap with and someone to pretend to be a ref.
yeah.
Just kind of when they go to close, and just kind of feel it. You can get a little extra, and
Did you see the
kind of
pulley? Oh, sorry.
when they go to close them, what I like to do is slightly supinate, but make
Okay.
it the ref doing it, not you.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
refs are holding you stiff, so just kind of start giving them a little bit, so they go to adjust and just kind of let them push you over. It's
I do it the other way because I'm always
kind of do the opposite, yeah. But
yeah, I do it the opposite, but they tend to do it, right?
you can still get away with tiny little things. You just have to know how to get away with them in the
Put it
ref.
this way, I have a hard time ever capping my thumb
Mm-hmm.
because everybody else goes short thumb with me and they do it on purpose because well, and it's also my pad, right? So it
Well,
makes
if I'm gonna grip up with you, of course I'm gonna go like this.
yeah,
I'm gonna make
yeah,
it so that my thumb is so underneath that you're stuck gripping me
yeah.
like this.
But I find in a ref's grip, that's when I get the most thumb because they're actually aiming for my thumb
Well,
now.
and here's the problem: you're
Yeah,
not necessarily weak when you're like this.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So I am. Like if I get dumped down like that,
yeah,
I'm not super strong here anywhere, really.
yeah. Oh, I'm pretty strong there.
Some people are fucking crazy strong there. Like you,
Yeah.
Dakota, Jared are all super strong
Yeah,
down
we're
here.
strong like that. Yeah.
Austin too, super strong down here.
Yeah, he is. He is.
You can even start down here.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I need to stay up here and
Yeah,
fight.
you want to keep the height. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
weird with me is my muscles that drive sideways are static, but all my other muscles are like active contraction.
Yeah.
Whereas all you guys are doing static here and then actively contracting to drive. I do the opposite.
You're the
So when I
opposite.
get in a war at the center, I burn out way faster. But if I get stuck like on the A side or like this,
Yeah.
they burn out faster.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. It's just I think it has to do with hand maybe. But all you guys are kind of have
Yeah.
way stronger, bigger hands,
Yeah.
really.
Miles just said to me the only one that beat him yesterday was Eugene.
Mm.
So that means Miles had a really, really good day. He had a war. He had one longer match with somebody, but he ended up winning. And then yeah, Eugene, that was it. And so that means Miles, yeah, he cleaned house. You know what?
Miles did great.
Technically, I only lost to one guy yesterday too. So that was Byron. Yeah, because I lost he destroyed me on the left. But can
Yeah,
you
well,
believe I got a second place on left? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I didn't think I'd get a pin. And I just started pinning people. Yeah. I was like, this is fun. I actually had I had a really good time. I know why you guys pull left and right now. So
oh
yeah.
yeah, dude, it's a whole different with me, especially my left and right arms are so different. They're similar in like when shit hits the fan, they kind of both resort to the same thing,
Yeah.
but they both start totally different. Like they're both
Yeah.
kind of different entities. Again, when shit hits the fan, they both kind of like to do the same thing. But
I used to like I thought my left was going to be 100% different than my right, but because I don't know anything on the left, I tend to just do what I do on my right. You know what I mean? I just tend to so I don't really know what I'm doing, so I just try to act like, oh, if it's your right, what would you do? So and that's what I was doing yesterday, and it was pretty good, man. You know what? It wasn't strong. Anybody with good side pressure probably could have beat me because I don't have the drive on the left yet. Like, I have defensive or I can win the set, like the setup, win the center, but my drive is not the best.
Takes
All I was
time.
doing, I was just posting straight up and just catching people like this, like high. And then I would drop and I would pin them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's
It's a good
all
technique. It does have a huge weakness. As someone who just wants to grip you low and just back pressure the hell out of you.
well, Byron just went,
Well, Byron just had the power to just win
yeah,
it.
he did. He did. But most of the people I was because my arm's lacking in my left, but
Yeah.
my hand's still really good. So like I was still able to get the height and get on top like this with my pronation, right? So because of that, I just kept pinning people. I beat Mitch on the left, which I was surprised. I thought Mitch would have beat me on the left, but I got him. So that would make me happy.
That's not bad.
And then Mitch got injured, I guess. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. He didn't tell me what his injury was or whatever. But he felt really strong though. You know what? I know he was probably disappointed because he got injured during our match. Um, but he was strong. Like Mitch was way stronger than I've ever felt him. Like normally I can just hold Mitch and control him in practice.
Yeah.
And I ended up I tore a little muscle in my chest yesterday. I was trying to, because I was sore from Byron, I was trying to statically just pull him back, and he had so much up force and back like this way
Yeah.
that I actually strained myself, and I was like, oh
Ooh.
shit. So then I just slipped with him, right? Because I ended up going high with him. I just slipped, and then we went to straps, and then he actually won the setup. He had me like this, but I just said screw you, and I just dragged him until I got it back, but I ended up popping off the back of the pad. And then we reset, and I said, you know what? I was worried about myself because I didn't know what I did to myself yet. I just felt the pop in my chest, which I've done through. It's common now. I do it all the time, so I'm getting less scared with it. But anyway, so I just set up high and I just blasted him. But whatever I did, yeah, it hurt him, and he ended up bowing out of the competition. But I can tell you, Mitch, if you're watching, you're just keep doing what you're doing. You're getting strong, buddy. Like,
Him and Brent, yeah, they're training hard.
yeah, they're trying whatever he's doing. But I think maybe that could have been it too, because I know they were pulling, and Mitch
Yeah.
likes to pull hard in practice. He could have pulled recently and been
I
a
think
little
him and
glitch.
Brent started the armpit, or they took
The
over the armpit.
armpit. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I joined their group like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get out there one day and pull with them too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They got a cool little thing they started. So right on for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, Mitch is getting really strong. I think he's just got to time his training to competing properly.
Yeah,
Because
that's fair.
I have a feeling he probably had some damage before the event. So and I hope and pray, Mitch, that your injury's not too bad, buddy. Let me know. Yeah. I know that it was right away he said I'm injured. So
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
yeah.
Well,
Unfortunate.
do you want to quickly go
Yeah.
over the King's Table
Yep,
matches?
yep.
We'll go a little deeper into Matt's and maybe
Yeah, we'll just
here we'll save Matt's, Eddie Halls, and Levon and Jerry
for
for the
Tuesday.
end, and we'll just quickly go through the first few.
Oh yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, that way we can talk about them better. Yeah, we can quickly
Yeah.
fly through. Yeah.
So Kevin Palco and Joseph Moranto.
Yep.
It looked like
Joseph.
Kevin went to his ace, but unfortunately Kevin stayed his shoulder stayed inside of his body. He didn't come outside of, you know what I mean? He didn't come
Yeah,
behind
no,
his head at all,
yeah.
which I think he kind of needed to finish the job. It looked like he had a few moments where like, okay, if now's the time, if you can get that shoulder and get the bone line, you might be able
Yeah,
to
he
do it.
wasn't moving right.
Yeah, it could have just been that this Joseph guy
So strong he couldn't.
was so strong supinated wise that Kevin felt, okay, if I try to come forward,
Yeah, it's gonna go.
I'll push onto his arm and he'll be able to press me. You know what I mean? It might have just been that
Yeah,
totally.
maybe. Yeah, because from a hook you can access press real easy, real fast.
Exactly. So maybe he didn't want to give him any more straight up pressure for his press, right? Like, and it was closer than the match says, but at the same time, it kind of was like Kevin never really had 100% route to pin. He was always in a position where he was trying to get to a position where he could pin, you know?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. What do you think?
I think that Joseph guy's a beast. I mean, Brzezinski said that he gives him problems if he gives him too much. So as soon as Brzezinski said that, I was kind of going, well, I don't know. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Pound Town, and I like Kevin Palco. I like what he's doing. I like how he's bringing his tables around, doing all that shit. Yeah, I like the guy. I was going for him, but I thought maybe the other guy would be a little too much for him, and he
Yeah.
was. So good match though, still a good match. What was it,
Yeah.
4-2? Or wasn't it 4-2?
Moranto 4-1.
Oh,
Yeah,
4-1?
I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Lachlan and Lars.
Interesting.
This one was interesting. I mean, it went the way I thought it was going to go, just because I know Lachlan's just powerhouse,
Yeah. I
and
actually thought
he
maybe
deals with the
Lars.
King's move, right? With
Yeah, because Brian does it all the time.
Matt Irangi had a Morris as well, and
Oh
Ryan
yeah,
Bones. So.
that's right. I forgot about him.
Yeah, and that guy's heavy, a big heavy King's
That'd be
mover.
a
So
heavy Kings move, yeah.
Lachlan's used to that. I mean, Lars did get a pin,
Yeah.
but yeah, Lachlan crazy strong. The Anvil kind of it went the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to go that way. I was trying to build up because I think Lars is a good, nice person.
Super
So
strong.
yeah, and yeah, and I think I think Lars is probably somebody because he changed his whole training style. So he's actually mimicking Monster Michael Todd's training style now.
Mm-hmm.
He's only
That
about
probably
a month.
helped.
He's only a month and a half into that, right? So I think if he sticks with that, I think in the next year you're gonna be a different Lars.
And yeah, I mean, I thought Lachlan would just be too strong of a human to be able to be beaten by Lars.
He
Is what
did.
I thought.
He showed it. You could see the strength. There was a big strength difference. Because
Yeah,
Lachlan's gotten so statically strong too, right? So
I just didn't see the way that Lars pulls. I saw maybe, but I just didn't see it being a dominant force. Like Lars either has to use extreme technique or extreme power against somebody.
yeah,
Problem is, I think Lachlan forced it to be power versus power almost every time. And
yeah,
Lars did win once, power to power. So he
yeah.
has extreme power, but it just looked like
In certain
Lachlan could
positions, he
hold
does.
that power longer, harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The peak power was similar, but just like the everyday holding power was leagues different, right? But yeah, and then Tobias and Corey West.
It went the way I thought.
Yeah, this one kind of.
I thought Corey had a chance if he won 3-0 or won the first four or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
I was hoping I wanted Corey to win, and I didn't like how Corey did get fucked in the setup at least once.
Yeah.
I don't think the last round, no, he didn't get fucked, but he did it one of the earlier rounds. He did get fucked. When I say get fucked, I didn't mean they did it on purpose or anything. There was just for Tobias had a far
You
superior
could
setup.
just see that it was clearly
It was
one
clearly shit, you know.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I couldn't seen it coming. Tobias is a fucking monster, right?
Well, see, Tobias on the left, I've been thinking that he's probably close to top 5 in the world. So
Yeah.
the thing is, Corey West, I think he's in the top 10 in the world. I do.
I think Tobias is number 7 and Corey's 10.
Yeah, see? So, and it makes sense. And I think those rankings are appropriate.
By the
But
looks of things, yeah.
I've seen Corey be so strong out of the gates, but he does fatigue too.
Yep.
He does.
So yeah, it makes sense to put Tobias. But the way when Corey did get pins, fucking dominant pins. Like clearly just boom, just power. Like I'm sad Corey couldn't get it done because I do like Corey.
I think
Corey
Corey needs to
hard,
get fired up.
Michael.
He needs to find some fire.
Yeah,
No.
that's the thing. He didn't look like here's the big thing. He's a big boy, 393 pounds, right? I don't think he can afford the energy to fire up unless he's in the middle of a match. I think that's what it comes down to be honest. I think he knows that if he fires up, he's going to be out of breath and be huffing and puffing in the
Or
setup.
work on that like me. I'm doing breathing techniques now.
Right. So I think
My breath wasn't bad against Byron.
Yeah, and he's basically 100 pounds heavier than you, right? So you got to think he's got to conserve even more.
Yeah.
So Sandras and Rustum, you start talking about that. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, Sanders and Rustum. Yeah, that match. I know it surprised me. I thought Sanders was going to do a lot more. But Sanders couldn't access. He couldn't access his strength. He couldn't access his power. Rustum just the ability to just crank that in every time. I don't know. That just blows me away. Yeah, Sanders just got beat by an OG, a legend. Really. I mean, I don't know. There's no disrespect to Sanders. He did the same thing to Paul Lynn. Who else did he? Well, man, he hooked a Rackley. I mean, yeah. Tobias. Tobias versus Devin, left-handed. I think Tobias beats Devin right now. I think Devin, if he keeps training, I think because he's training his left now. So I think Devin's level in the left will be probably the quickest rise that anybody could do on an arm, because Devin's been world champion on the left. And he kept it pretty good even when not training it, right? Pulling all the time, and he has training now like his right. I don't know. I think in a year, Devin beats almost everybody left-handed. So, no, I just a question in the comments. They were saying Tobias and Devin left-handed. I said right now I might give it to Tobias, but in 6 months I'd probably going to be giving it to Devin because he's training his left like his right now.
And Tobias is yeah, right this very moment, you have to give it to Tobias.
Yeah. Right now I do.
Yeah. But yeah, Rustam and Sandris, Rustam 1-4-0.
Mm-hmm. No.
Sandris Pronator just got taken every time.
Every single. Mm-hmm.
Terribly taken. It was just a over. I think it was just power. I think just power. Too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just plain and simple, right?
Sandris just couldn't do nothing. And
Yeah.
Rustam's ability to make you go inside. What do you do with that? Like, I mean, he's one of the only guys to ever get a Rackley in the hook.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did the same thing to Paul Lynn. Did the same thing to bringing everybody.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
At what, is it 95?
That was 105, that one.
105.
But Rustam
He's
had
the
to gain.
boogeyman at 105.
Rustam had to gain weight, and he still was too light. And then Sanders had to lose some weight to get there. Yeah. But I mean, Rustam's actually small, man. Like he's tiny. Like and he pulls these giants. I don't. But like I said, nothing against Sanders. You know what? It's just stylistically that match was messed, right? It was just not. It just was like, yeah, I don't know. Rustam, the only thing you can do is all your up and coming hook pullers that are exciting, keep feeding them to Rustam.
I mean, Sanders did really good against Sagov.
Yeah, because Sagov, it was a different style, and
Yeah.
Sanders actually was injured. He had a shoulder injury on that before that match, and he couldn't. His ability to go inside wasn't there because he had a tweak in his shoulder. So that's why he just kept going. I kept getting mad. I'm like, why do you keep just going outside? You have to come in and block that.
Yeah.
He just kept trying to top roll. Like he almost did it a couple times, but I'm like, that's the worst thing you could do. But he kept doing it. I'm like, that's not like Sanders to do that. You know what I mean? Like he's versatile. And it was because he didn't have the confidence to commit his shoulder.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever it was this time or not, it looked
this
like
time was just a masterclass of OGness. Yeah.
Speaking of masterclass, Krasny and Paul Lynn.
Again, another masterclass. Because
and the thing is, I had Paul Lynn winning.
Me too. I bet money on
it. And I see how Krasny won. It's Krasny's ability to just go bop and just go whoop bop 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 bop.
And Paul, like over time, he would catch him and he would watch his breathing and he would bleed him and then he would drive right when he needed to. Like it was just like experience versus non-experience.
You had a machine running at high RPM, Paul Lynn, and so like a high performance engine, and then you had a low RPM diesel with Krasny. Krasny didn't look like he was maxing out or anything.
No.
He was definitely using a lot of power though, but he was using a more reactive diesel torque, whereas Paul Lynn was fucking revving up and blasting, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes you face the guy who just is
not the right guy to be pulling.
not just a bad match for you, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if of all people Paul has pulled, Sasho and freaking Krasny have to be like, or Rustam. They're all bad matches.
They're all bad matches for him. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I still think he could have won that match against Sasho. Like, There was factors there, but it was a close match either way. But I mean, Krasi just really. But the Krasi though did say he's been saying that he's training for that peak again. He has
Oh,
now he has a kid, a 1 year old, and he wants to reestablish himself. And he said he's training to go for that number one again in the world.
from what I've seen with Paul Lynn, it looks like guys who are really strong in a defensive supinated palm up
Mm-hmm.
are really good against him because his main lane is a pronated cup
A
drive,
pronated
or
cup, yeah,
drive, right?
or at least neutral cup,
Or
yeah,
yeah, so neutral or cup, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
And when he gets, I know when he gets turned,
So what happens is he's going against guys who where he can force the match to his lane. He's really good at that. Paul Lynn's great at forcing it to where he wants it to go.
yeah.
These guys, he's forcing it to their lane is the problem. That's the main problem.
Well,
What
yeah,
he's
he's
doing is
forcing it to
working.
his spot, but then it just rotates right into where they want it.
The problem is he has to use energy to
To
get
not-
to hit into there. They're just going, oh, we're in my spot, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a bad matchup because he's
Yes.
strong. Like if they pulled differently, probably he could win.
Yeah, if they were top
Easier, right?
rollers or
Yeah,
even
it's not a power
side
thing.
pressure.
It's just a weird technique thing. But that doesn't mean he can't evolve and become, learn how to do this. And then when they go to start taking it, learn a technique where he can, do something, right? Switch to a top or something. But I think it was a good match. Krasi won 4-0. You know, nothing that no one saw
second,
coming.
sorry, then. Let me see.
Yeah, but
Oh, you can have both, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
no problem.
Wife break for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Krasi won, but again, it is
Yeah.
what it is. Paul's a great competitor. He's still number one in North America for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. And he's gonna beat many top guys in the world still.
He's
Like
only
you
losing
said.
to literally the best guys who've been doing it for fucking.
Oh, yeah, and I think the promoters, man, gotta, you know what? Stop experimenting. You know what? Just pick the matches that you know are gonna be bangers. Like, you know what I mean? Like matches that you know what I mean? Don't do a match, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like if you can see
We're at
stylistic
the
things.
table 13. We're at each from us 15. Yeah, they have 15 times to refine it at this point.
Yeah.
15, 28 if you count both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying totally. So next match, Dave Chafee versus Gabor Bota Ducat.
Yeah, it went the way I thought.
You know how many times they said Gabor Bota Ducat?
About a Ducat.
They said Gabor Bota Ducat, Gabor Bota Ducat.
I know they just kept saying it.
15 times in a minute, bro.
I
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm never gonna forget that guy.
don't want to hear the guy's name anymore. Can you just say the first name only? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, why are you saying his entire name with his middle name and everything every time? What's happening here?
I don't know. The
I
guy
don't
liked
know
the
either,
name. He
but
liked the name or something.
it looked like they paid him. They paid him to say the full name 18 times.
Yeah,
Like
maybe trying to get him
contractually obligated to
famous.
say it that many times.
Build an algorithm. Yeah.
But Dave Chafee, holy hell, just plowed through him like he was made out of freaking air. Just like, blow. Again, Dave Chafee, though. Guy's a
Yeah.
monster.
Well, and the thing is, you know what? I was worried a little bit because Dave's past performances, right? Lackluster.
And this guy's WAF champion.
And this guy's a WAF junior and adult world champion. So I was worried, but I thought in the back of my head, no one has Dave Chafee's power going sideways, that
Here's what we
not
know.
going to matter. No.
Exactly. And here's what we know. It seems like people are forgetting. They're like, oh, IFA has the top talent, WF has the top talent, all this stuff. The top talent is at East versus West to King of the Table. Do you want to know why? They've had 28 iterations of combined to gather the best and put them all on contracts. The best of the best. You just saw the best of WAF go against Dave Chafee, who's ranked what? What number is Dave Chafee ranked?
They got him out of the top 10 now.
Out of the top 10 and just floored him.
No.
So
Crushed him.
everybody that's in WAF at that weight class is not in the top 10.
No.
So
and another thing is,
so there's a difference between the top and the top, right?
Dave says his neck's not bugging him now, and that he actually does feel near his peak form again. And he said honestly, and if Dave is not injured and he's able to train, You know
Look
what?
what he did to Dennis Saplenka. The
Yeah,
literally, I think it was 9 months before Dennis was at his 100% peak or something, or maybe it was like 11 months. He
yeah.
beat him.
I don't know. I think Dave, if he can stay healthy and he's not in pain and he's training properly, I think he can still beat the best of them. Really. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
a year and a half ago he beat Vitali.
See, I think Dave should be in that top 10.
Oh,
Really,
I think he still is in the top 10, but it was just the losses that he's taken to the
they
people he
had
lost
to
to that
swap
knocked
it
him
and
out.
change it, and that's what.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying though.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
yeah. So Dave Chafee winning, not a big surprise.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't a big no. No.
Pretty
It was pretty power. It just was domination of power.
is what it was, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, then we got Gabby versus Barbora.
Yeah, yeah. Gabby again gassed out against a so superior arm wrestler. Really, that's what happened.
Gabby was doing good. She was getting some ground.
Well,
Then she started to gas out,
she
and then
got
she gassed
strong.
out,
Her
and
pronator
then
look started getting weak because she used so much of it to get those 2 rounds. I don't know.
it is what it is. I mean, Barbora came back,
It's crazy.
did what she had to do. She made some mistakes in the first couple rounds as well,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. I mean, she did really good. Also, I think she won round two, right?
Was it round 2? Yeah, I think so. I think
She
Gabby.
it was good. It was good though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like a big kind of celebration afterwards.
I thought Gabby was gonna get it, win it, and then
Well, after I saw Gabby pin a couple times, I'm like, yeah, Gabby looks pretty good.
yeah. But at the same time, yeah, she needed to keep that the whole time.
Gabby, Gab,
Barbora's
Gabby,
hand's actually really good.
Gabby's hand was probably blown up and tingly by round three.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what
Her
happened.
elbow was probably half numb and probably hurting really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is what you watch the match. I don't really have much to say about it. It was kind of all there.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think she's still right there, but I think it's fucked for women's arm wrestling because Barboa is so far ahead, and then Gabby. I mean, you know what? Gabby showed that, like it isn't that far off. Like, you know what I mean? But then you got after Gabby,
That's the
then
problem. Is Gabby's showing that Gabby has potential to win, but then yeah, the person underneath Gabby's Sarah Backman or Egley or
Egley.
they're
Egley
down a
beat
peg.
Sarah. So yeah, it'd be Egley and then probably Sarah. And
And then
then
well, I mean you could argue that what's her face is up there too. Damn, uh, Swedish, brown hair.
brown hair. Brown hair. Well, she's light though, a lot lighter. Yeah.
Yeah,
How about
she is a
Fia?
lot lighter.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Like
Fia. Yeah. Fia
Fia's in that
Ryzek's one of my
conversation.
favorite arm wrestlers.
Me too. That's why I was like, I can't remember her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, yeah, Fia's but Fia's been banging with the heavier girls though. She did a match, a weight at a weight
Oh,
match. Yeah, against Maria something. I remember she
yeah.
pulled her, and I think there was like a 60 pound or 70 pound weight difference. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, Fia showed she lost in the beginning, but then just masterclassed after that.
Exactly
It's
right.
so technical, right? Too. And so her top roll so crisp. Like,
But you see what I'm getting at when you talk
yeah.
about the top people under
Yeah,
Gab.
but it's
It
weird.
goes
Yeah, I
all the
know.
way. The list is very short and it includes the lightest girls.
Yeah, no, I know, I know.
It's gonna take a monster to beat Barbora.
Yeah, you know what? We got to do our best just to keep promoting girls arm wrestling,
Yeah.
man. We really do. We got to keep getting the girls pulling. And
All right. Do you want to do Eddie Hall and
yeah,
then yeah,
yeah.
okay, we'll do Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of went the way I thought. I was actually rooting in the end because of the way all the hype went. I love Brian Shaw, but I started finding myself rooting for Eddie, right? And it was really weird. And actually I knew Eddie was going to make a match of it though, you
Oh,
know.
I did too.
Yeah, like ultimately it was kind of Brian was just too strong. You know what I mean? But I mean, he closed the gap with with the what he was able to learn. I mean, Eddie looked comfortable still. You know what I mean?
Eddie looked good.
Yeah, like I thought the match was good. I thought it was entertaining. I liked it. I thought it was really good. It was good for arm wrestling. I have to say, what do you think? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was Eddie did as well as I thought he would do. Actually, I knew he would do good. As much as I want to say he's never arm wrestled all this stuff, I do know he has a more experience than he lets on.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
he got really good advice from Neil. Right, Neil's a legend.
Neil did a lot with him in a short period of time.
Tons of stuff. Taught him the whole spectrum.
The flow.
The thing is, the best thing you can really teach in 6 weeks, after you cover the basics and the lane that you think you're going to go into, is just philosophy, really.
Yeah. And Neil attacked it
The
like
basics and then the lane you think they're going to be in, and then it's just philosophy. It's just
well, Neil did it different though, right? And they were making fun of Neil, but Neil, you know what he did? Even with their warm up, right? When they're doing their warm up and everything, Neil just wanted Eddie to start feeling comfortable on the
that's
moving on the
one of the
pad.
most important things, right?
Because if you get comfortable moving on the pad and you can build a comfort zone there, you might be able to discover things and learn things in a match and you know what I mean? Just because you can feel and you can flow. Like you see Eddie doing the Bruce Lee shit, closing his eyes and feeling and shit in training. That was a little corny, but you know what? It's kind of good. Going off feel. He knows he's safe. He knows the guy training with him is not going to hurt him. So why not close your eyes and just really pay attention to what you're feeling? Right? If you're in a controlled environment where your partner's not going to hurt you, then close your eyes, man. Why not? Feel it. And anyway, I thought it was interesting. I think Eddie shouldn't give it up. And I think if Eddie continued to train and have, make it a little part of his life, I think he could be like him and Brian could do it again in a year. Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a good
And
match.
then we all know once Brian starts flow, like not looking so awkward and moving good,
Yeah.
he's going to be crazy.
He was wanting the table to get modified to make it a little easier for him.
Everybody wants that, but you can't do that either. Because then now, you know what I mean?
The thing is, the same thing that he's talking about for him being too big is the same problem I get
You're
for me
too
being
small.
too small.
Yeah.
I wish they would give me a smaller table because I'm fucking
Yeah.
less than I'm like a third of his weight. Don't you think I
Yeah.
deserve? Don't
Yeah.
you think we deserve a smaller table more than you deserve a bigger
And a
table?
riser makes it stupid because now you're standing too high over it. Now you got his problem because you're standing on a riser, right?
Right?
So
The table. If I could make the table to my size, what like it is for Matt, that'd be perfect. I'd want a smaller table. Make this table as small as you freaking can, almost, man.
no, exactly, But
The Mac is different because you're trying to make more of a freedom style, so maybe a little bigger is better.
yeah, Brian's just gonna have to learn to find a way to get comfortable. Get your legs more under the table. Get your legs more under the
lower,
table. Yeah, get your legs more on the table. Hang a bit.
get wider, get a
and
wider stance.
use that 400 pounds. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like 440 or whatever he is.
But I mean, great job for both of them.
Oh, listen, that match that was good for arm wrestling, man.
Yeah, fucking Eddie Hall. I don't know if he told them the bicep and they just put whatever he said, but it said 27-inch biceps.
27.
Yeah, I was like, that's not even humanly possible at his weight.
No, not
Because
27.
Brian Shaw was 23 or something.
Yeah,
Like, there's no way Brian Shaw is 22 and a half or 23.
yeah, but Eddie
And Brian's fucking 20. Sorry,
Eddie's funny
27.
though.
What the fuck?
It could have been Eddie.
Probably supposed to be 21, but if he said probably fucking around like, oh, 27-inch, that was a terrible fucking Eddie Hall. Either way, fucking yeah, good. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, man. I thought so. I thought it was a treat for us. That was a treat for us.
And then the match that mattered most, Matt Mask versus Marcio Barboza.
Went exactly how I thought.
Matt is for anyone who doesn't think Matt is on that next level, what's it gonna take?
Well, that's just it. The losses he got fed. Listen, when he was making his comeback, because Matt was he had a lot of stuff going on. He wasn't arm wrestling.
Fucking Morozov.
Yeah, he went against Morozov.
The only people they put him against Morozov are people they think could be number one.
Yeah, they put him against Morozov. They put him against Prudnik. They put him against
literally the guys who were the title holding number ones.
And then some of them are the worst stylistically. Like even when he went up against
Prudnik's a terrible style for Matt, man.
When he went up against Jordan Sunev, that was that was not stylistic at all. That was like, Sanders too at the time. But listen, if they would have just notched Matt up accordingly every match, instead of feeding him to the wolves and like going downwards. They should have built him up, is what they should have
I
done.
think Matt would beat Sanders right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
But,
think so
but the
too.
problem is, when you look at paper, you would still think Sanders would beat him
Yeah. Well, because of the way that it
the
went,
way that they did it,
he got so fed to the wolves there for a bit. It was
right?
retarded, right?
And but this match here was a really good one because Marcio is a wolf. Whoever says Marcio isn't is smoking crack. Like
Yeah, I know.
Marcio is fucking insanely good.
But Marcio struggles with Matt's lever. So, and I knew that already. I already knew that Marcio was not, you could see him. He was trying to match Matt's height and stuff. It was like, why? Marcio, I thought you planned this match. You didn't plan it very good. I was watching Marcio. I'm like, he's doing everything that is I said, and it's going exactly how I seen the match going.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he should have been looking at these guys that have beaten Matt and what they do. Like Grundy. He should have watched the Grundy match. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if he would have studied, because there is a spot that I'm sure Matt's working on and fixing it, but there's a spot, right?
Well, it's in the spot isn't inherent to necessarily Matt as it
Yeah.
is so much to just what he's doing. The
Yeah.
way he every style has a whole, right? Every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
one. Rock, paper, scissors for every style.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you look at what his style is and you figure out, okay, this beats this beats this, what beats this, and you exploit a certain angle of it, yeah, you're gonna find a hole.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, like you're saying, Matt's getting to the point now that he's not afraid to take a chance. He's not afraid to shoot for a new move mid-match. He's not afraid to change it up, right?
Yeah, he's done it and had some
He's
success.
not like what Todd Zilla was saying that Matt's too much of a one-trick pony,
No,
can't
I
win.
don't see it. Don't see it. I mean,
It's,
yeah, he's known for that trick.
he's known for that trick, yeah. But also that trick's just getting better and better, man.
Oh, I know. I know.
Todd Hutchings and Matt are gonna have a match here eventually. I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he called them all out. He's saying top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8, top 10, fucking
Yeah,
them
yeah.
all, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And Marcio is definitely top 10. I don't know what
yeah.
world Marcio is not top 10, right?
Not now. Well, if he was 10, he's 11.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's
Yeah.
see here.
See if they have that stuff accessible. I know they don't. They have a top 10 for East versus West for each class, don't they?
They do for the. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at East versus West, aren't I?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I was trying to find King of the Table, but
Yeah, Half Thor. He'd be cool in arm wrestling, but I think with Half Thor, he's very uncomfortable on the table.
he's too awkward, right? But you know
He's
what?
just like Brian, but
You know
he
what,
could do
though?
it. Yeah.
I'll say this: I thought he was really, really awkward in boxing. Well, he was for a good year.
Yeah, but then he
After
got
about a year, though, he started
started
to
flowing.
movement. I'm like, okay. I didn't think he was ever, dude. He looked so uncoordinated. I'm like, there's no way this guy's ever going to be good at boxing. He's just fucking
yeah.
good up.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point is, yeah, could he have been good? Yeah, could he be good? Yeah, it's just the amount of time he's gonna have to put in if he's this uncoordinated. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I thought it would take him 2.5, 3 years to be able to get coordinated. It took him like a year, so good for him.
Matt Mass versus Yoshi Kanai. I think Matt destroys Yoshi because of the style. Because he wouldn't be able to King's move Matt, and he'd be so rotated his hand that Matt would just like rip his arm off to the pad.
Yeah, Marcio. Well, this was East versus West 12. Marcio was ranked 6, and Matt was ranked 10.
Okay.
So right now, if that's still how it stands, Matt would be 6 now.
Yeah, 6.
So Matt calling the top 5 makes sense, but I don't think this is. I don't think he's calling out the 115. I think he's calling out the 110, isn't he?
105, I think.
Was it the 105?
Yeah, he's
Matt was ranked that. See, those rankings I just said to you were the 105. Or sorry, were the 115 rankings.
Oh, okay.
At 105, there's people in here. Okay, I'll tell you what. No offense, there's no way Herman Stevens beats Matt right-handed. Oh, this is okay. Okay, sorry. That was left arm. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. There's no way. Okay, sorry. Marcio is number 10 on the right arm.
Okay.
But yeah, this is East versus West 12 break. I gotta find it changes so much.
I know. We're up to what
15.
number?
I gotta find the East versus
We're at
15.
14 on that too, aren't we? Oh no, it's higher.
15.
15, yeah.
Give me a minute. I gotta go to the East versus Instagram and find it because
Oh, no worries.
it's not easy, brother.
Oh, I'm so sore. Oh, I can barely lift my arms. Oh, I couldn't flex if I wanted. Oh, I can barely move my chest, man. My chest is so messed.
That's good for
I
you.
like I did like a 500-pound bench. Ugh.
They're not updating the freaking rankings very
No,
often.
they haven't been no, they're not even keeping up on that shit.
Okay, here we go. So this is the most up to date one I can find.
Yeah.
It has Matt ranked 10. Left arm. He's not ranked right arm. Right arm.
Wow.
He's definitely on the right arm now. I don't care what anyone says. If Nugo, I think Matt would beat Nugo.
Oh yeah. I think so too.
So that's one right there. Matt beat Krasi, like
Yeah.
just like within a year,
Like badly too. Badly. And
yeah,
Matt wasn't
and
even
Krasi's ranked 7, so I think he would beat Krasi as well.
Yeah, Matt's way up there now compared to with that match too. Matt's
So I think Matt deserves to be up on that, probably around like the 7-6 maybe.
yeah.
I mean, John Brzezink's ranked 6 right now, so that would be a good match. I think also
Yeah.
Matt and John.
Yeah.
A lot of people think John would just destroy Matt, but I think this right now, this moment, I think John would get look at his match with the bodybuilder there, Leonidas.
Yeah, Leonidas.
Guess what? Leonidas would not beat Matt. Devin said that himself. He said, Leonidas, you have no chance against Matt.
No, because that was just
And that was recently.
Yeah.
Like that was this year, basically. So well, maybe that was last year, but either way, I still think Matt beats Leonidas. And Leonidas got John twisted down, open to here. John was a freaking monster and somehow just willed it back to freaking here.
yeah.
That was a crazy win by John. I got to give John.
Yeah, I think Matt would just crack right now. I think
Matt would just go what the.
Yeah, I think so.
Nothing against John. It's if John was younger and faster.
Yeah, I was just gonna say John would need to be fast to disable Matt. And Matt's going to be so explosive out of the gates that I think John's gotten slower and he wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think he could contain it. I really don't. Who are they saying pork chop against in the chat?
Matt. I'm saying no.
No
Matt
way. He's not even close.
Left. Sorry, right hand. Like right hand, he runs through him. Left, I don't know.
I don't know left, but I think Matt would still do him left too.
Probably still. I know he runs through him.
Right, he'd run.
That's nothing against pork chop.
No, pork chop's one of the best in Canada now. I think pork chop.
You know who we have to have this match? Pork chop and freaking Caleb to see who number 3 in Canada is. Yeah. Sorry, let me rephrase what I mean by number 3.
Yeah.
You got guys like Josh Bellin and guys like
Rick
Heidebrick. Those are like 1 and 2. We're talking Matt and Devin kind of don't count.
They don't count.
So you got Rick, Josh, and then is it pork chop or is it Caleb? That's what I think. And altogether, that'd be Caleb would be number 5.
We got to get Caleb out there, man.
In my eyes, Caleb's basically number 5 in Canada.
Listen,
including Devin and Matt.
One of these events this summer, we're gonna try to get pork chop to come here
because pork chop and Caleb be such a good fucking match. I will say this: Caleb's better arm is his left.
Yeah, but he could do both.
He could do both.
Yeah, but pork chop's better arm is his left. Pork chop's better arm is his left too.
See, they do this. This is a match that needs to happen.
We could do a double header, right and left.
I'm game.
Yeah.
Let's chat about the last match of King of the Table before we.
Yeah. Then we'll make that.
Start making up a freaking card here.
Yeah.
So Levon and Jerry.
Yeah. I was praying. I had hope. I thought maybe.
It looked like Levon versus I don't even know. It didn't look good.
No. It's because you know what? There is a way to pull Jerry where none of everything we hyped up and everything we wanted doesn't matter.
Well, I remember saying if Levon knows how to pull Jerry, like to go inside and cut him off.
Yeah.
Jerry, it's good night. What did Levon do every time? Cupped in and just shoulder forward, cut him off, and just drove straight sideways.
He did. I know.
Every time. And the thing is, it's apparent now more than ever just where Levon is. I think.
Yeah. Especially that he could just do that. Yeah.
To do that to Jerry, this is a high praise to Jerry. I think this might have been one of Levon. Like I think Levon peaked for
most impressive. Yeah, most impressive.
Strength. I think the matches he had with Devin put Levon to an even greater peak. but I think he, like rose him up more peaks than he has for this match. But
I
I think
think
he
the
still went to a new
strength.
peak for this
He was
match.
doing big benches this time too, and shit. Like
Dude, he looked dominant, and you know what he looked like? He looked like no one's beating him for the next 3 years.
I don't know if anybody's gonna be beating him. Like
3 years. I'm looking that looked like a message. No
minimum,
one's beating him for 3 years.
minimum. You know,
Yeah, like Brian can come to the sport. Brian ain't beating him for
I
3 years,
think Levon's gonna pull once a year for a payday, and that's it.
which sucks.
Yeah, but that's what
That
I
that
see.
dude,
That's what I
that
see.
that super. It's becoming a UFC where the super heavyweight title is fucking vacant. You never getting it, seeing it fucking being pulled for.
No, because it's yeah.
Oh, because this guy's in prison, or because this guy's hurt, or because this guy's this, or this. Those do an interim, but then the
Yeah,
interim sucks because what are you doing? You're playing pretend.
yeah. You're still
We're
playing
gonna
it.
pretend like you're the champion. You know he's the real champion. Like
Yeah,
just say fuck you. You lost your championship. This guy's the champion. You want it, earn it
yeah,
back. Done. That's
yeah.
simple.
That's what I would do.
Cry baby, go cry. Like
I think after 12 months, no matter what, you automatically lose whatever it is. Yeah.
that. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you know how long a year is? Do you know how what if someone wanted what you had for an entire year and they worked hard for it and you didn't
Oh,
do
I know.
shit?
Yeah.
You don't deserve it. They deserve it.
Yeah.
You've lost your privilege. Not
Yeah.
everyone can have that privilege. So to you to take it,
I
you gotta
agree.
earn it, right? And that stands for everything. That stands for rankings too. I can see that.
Well, Byron, he did nothing all year to train. But you know
That's
what?
fucking strong.
It took me training and everything else
Yeah.
to do it. Right. Well, I told him if he would have won, I was gonna phone. I was gonna let Jason I was gonna give my rank to him. It wasn't a sanctioned event, but I would have gave him my rank. But I didn't have to worry about it because I won. So
Because you won.
yeah. Mhm. Well,
Hey,
now
man.
it's shooting upwards.
Yeah.
Everybody wants me to pull Jay Smith. So I don't know. It could be bad, could be good. I think if I approach it similar to how I approach Byron, I think I win. But be tough. Another static guy, you know.
The thing about Jay, you've never faced a guy like Jay.
Well, Byron's pretty close. I really do think.
I think Byron's close in the ways that don't matter so much. The ways that do matter, they're not necessarily the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
With Byron, he's not necessarily slow. You know what I mean?
He can be fast. He's not slow. You have to beat him though.
Exactly. He's not necessarily slow. Where Jay, you can really catch him off guard. He can be really slow.
Well, I know because Pete beat him last year, and I catch Pete center and just
That's
like
what I mean. So,
yeah.
but the thing about Jay is, I think Jay is a stronger human than Byron, right? Byron's strong as
So.
fuck, though.
I would think so. But Byron was at the Florida qualifier last year. Remember when he went? He got fourth and fifth, okay. And that Dillon that beat the Wallace Dillon or whatever, he won right and left. Byron was fucking pressing him to the pad in the afterpole. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'm telling you, statically, like Byron's fucking tanky, man. But this way, when I didn't win the setup, I honestly thought I might get injured if I fought too
How
hard.
much did Byron win when you faced him? Like 265, 270?
He doesn't bench. Yeah.
No. How much does he weigh?
Oh, he's the 290. Yeah.
290. Okay, yeah. Because I know that Jay's been coming down.
Yeah. Well, Byron also isn't fat.
No, that's
He's
what I
just
mean.
a piece of lead. He's
If
just a piece of lead.
Byron's 290 and not 265, I thought he was 265. If he's 290 solid like that, I don't know. He's stronger. That's a good question.
I'm telling you, that's the match. I think Byron and Jay should pull.
Jay and Byron should pull. That's a really good one.
I think honestly, because they're both static, just static machines, right?
Yeah.
Byron can be fast too, though. So yeah, he can be quick. He's slow, but he's not. Like
the only thing is, I don't think Byron could do to Caleb what Jay's done to Caleb. Is the only reason I'm like, it's like a different type of strength, maybe, or a different angle or something.
Yeah, it's different. It's different because see,
different.
Byron's he's a press machine. Like his press is like
maybe that's what it is. Because Caleb, you don't want to press Caleb. That's like the worst fucking idea you could ever have.
Yeah.
Unless you got him palm up and he's over here. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
starting, jumping onto his arm is not a good idea, man.
No, not Caleb. No, no.
No, so maybe that's what it is that Jay doesn't press. Jay
Yeah.
tries to roll and
Yeah,
go.
but he's just straight. Rawr, you know
Yeah,
what I
Jay
mean?
just rolls up
Yeah.
and over, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah, yeah.
power, just pure
Power.
power.
Like, yeah, Byron can use speed, but he has some crazy torque too. Like when you see him pin, when I lost the setup in round 3 and you see him pin me, I honestly was like, that's a lot of force. I'm just giving it to him. Like, you know
I
what I mean?
think Caleb. I know Caleb beats BLM.
Oh yeah, it's too much power. Yeah,
Left hand, I'm 100% left hand. Right hand, I don't know. I would think Caleb would win.
yeah.
Left hand, I'm 100% that he would beat BLM.
Caleb him screws around so much. You never know how he's winning though. Like,
Well, the main thing is the way BLM sets up is BLM puts his forearm directly on the pad.
yeah, he does.
Goes like this, right?
What's that height?
You do that with Caleb left hand, he's grabbing you and throwing your entire body weight over. You're
Oh
not
yeah,
stopping.
yeah,
He's gonna
yeah.
hurt you.
On the left, it's really
Caleb weighs too much and he's too strong of a human being. You can't start like this and expect to have enough side pressure to outbeat him when he's got a dragging side. His dragging side will beat some guy's posted side, anyone in Canada basically, unless you're like I said.
Caleb's strength is like stupid.
Yeah, Caleb's that good. Right hand though, maybe right hand. That'd be a good
Right
match.
hand. That's another one of those ones where you'd say, "Hey, let's do right and left." You know what I mean?
Yeah, because with BLM right hand, that actually might be a good match. Because I know Caleb's left fundamentally is probably 20% stronger everywhere than his right on the table. Probably
And
not in the gym.
his right's still stupid, man.
What? That's the thing. You get like fucking Thanos' left hand, and you take off 20%. You still got like the Hulk. You know what I mean? Like you're not. It's not like you're going from Matt to me. It's not like you have like a Matt Mask hand and then a Zach Monroe hand. You know what I mean? You're going from like a Matt to like a Sean. You know what I mean? Like you're not losing as much.
Somebody said Matt and Pavlo earlier. You know what? That might be a bad
Durbadeniev?
match. Yeah, that might be a bad match stylistically for Matt, but I think Matt would still crack him and beat him. No.
Didn't they have a match?
No,
I thought they had a lefty match.
I don't remember it. Maybe though.
Maybe it was an after pull.
Maybe. Or maybe it was one of was that one of the ones they did at Arm Wars? No, that he pulled Grundy there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought I saw a video of Matt pulling Pavlo Durbadeniev left hand. Might have been a practice pull. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I might remember something too, but I don't think it was a match. Yeah. Like an official match. But
And yeah, I think BLM, pork chop,
I think it's time we have an Ontario.
Caleb. You know what we could do? We could have a 4-man fucking show, show. 2v2, and the winner of those goes for the like 2 super matches. The winner of those super matches right then and there go against each other. So you're basically doing 2 super matches in a row.
You'd have to do like 2 out of 3s though, wouldn't you? It'd be like round robin kind of super match.
Round robin super matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like it would be 2 out of 3. Boom, you win, then you go for it. But only be 2 matches. You'd either have 1 match and you'd be done, or you'd have 2.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like Caleb versus BLM, and then Pork Chop versus whoever we think would be a good match, and then whoever wins from there go against. I'm trying to think who another guy that's not like Josh Bellamy.
Bring Pork Chop and BLM.
Wait a second. What if we did BLM, Pork Chop, Caleb, and Sean?
Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Ontario, Alberta. Kind of like the best 2 up and comers at the top end.
Yeah, and then you know what? Maybe we can offer an invite to a few more of them and do a couple.
Have like an undercard of just super matches, but that main kind of, because to be fair, at that weight class, it kind of does matter a bit how good your endurance is too, to kind of know who the best guy is. You know, you can, because if you just did the 1-on-1 and then 1-on-1, that's fine, totally definitive. But by doing it this way. It's showing, okay, you're not just the best at super matching, you're the best at tournament all in one. You beat the guy who beat that guy in a super match, and then and then the next one you have is a tournament form.
So it's like 2 out of 3. It's 2 out of 3, but it's fucking
2 out of 3.
The winner at the 2 guys at the end. Yeah, it'll be a full 3 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But so it's like you earn your way that. So I think that'd be cool. But just twice, so you're only pulling 2 matches in a row. You're not pulling 7 matches on the same arm. But that way, it's kind of definitive. But it would be, we could do both arm or just the left. Mainly because most of these guys are lefty, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'd say if we're gonna do just one arm, we'll do left arm because
But it just seems like to fill the day, might as well do right and left.
well, no. I meant like
Yeah, unless we're having a tournament at the same day or something. Yeah,
yeah. But if you had an undercard, then we'd
undercard.
do
I think undercard, like 5 super matches, and then you got the this class. It's a round robin. Fucking
yeah.
yeah,
They
yeah,
said
yeah.
Brian versus Beer Man at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'd put on
I
the
don't
right,
know, man. Could you handle Beer Man?
on the right. I think so.
No, like his antics.
I don't
You have to
know.
go into it being fully ready to get like beer spit on you and thrown at you and everything. Just be cool with it.
Hmm,
You'd have to go into it being ready for that.
Well,
That's part of his shtick. You know, he might even throw a beer at your head.
I might punch him in the nose. Yeah.
If he like cuts you open, that's I'd say fair enough. But you know, like if I had a match with him and he's like, yeah, I might fucking spit beer in your face or fucking crack a beer and dump it on you, be like, all right, let's do it. I might do the same
You
though.
might
So
get
I
a
might fucking pop my I
you might
shake my
get
own
in the
beer and fucking
straps. You might get a backhand with the strap. Yeah,
yeah, just
yeah. You might get one of those. Yeah.
but yeah, I think it'd be funny. It'd be funny, yeah.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't turn it down. I'd do it.
No, it'd be good. I mean, you
I'd
you
do it.
already faced Uncle John. You may as well face Beer Man.
Yeah, and you know what? Right now, I feel like 40% what I felt that day. So,
We
look,
all peak. We all have our peak
yeah,
moments.
the short notice, nerve wracking, fucking stress shit. I don't want to do that.
It
No.
is what it is, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one I want back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much. I think that's everything for matches, at least.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much everything. I mean, lots of it's exciting times, man. Every weekend, I'm having fun just on YouTube, just seeing all these different events every single weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
we're at a
I can't.
spot.
I can't wait till we start making our own more.
Well, yeah, and it's gonna come.
Hey, we've had one with 5 super matches. You know,
Good ones
the
too.
Power Hippo streams to stream it.
Hmm.
It's cool.
Hmm.
That
Yep,
was. I actually enjoyed that a lot. That was fun.
it was fun.
Good matches too. Like the thing was, that was kind of like, like it was kind of funny. Like I see how like Engen must feel sometimes. It's like all those matches that we put together were like matches we all wanted to see. So
Hmm.
it's just it was
Yeah.
less of like a yeah, these are things we need to know, more of like a we just want to see these matches, you know.
But that's the fun thing about organizing, right? Like I
Yeah,
remember.
you get to as long as they can come like the Josh and Rick, that was I
Mhm.
wanted to see it. I wanted to know. Now we know. We know
That
that
was
Rick,
magic, though. That was magic how that just came together, though.
dude, it was so good.
Yeah, it was like it all started with me asking Ian. I think I was asking him if he wanted a match, and he goes, "Well, I would really love. What if I got Rick to say yeah?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"You can get Rick, man. That'd be great." So thanks, Ian, for helping out there. And you know what? I got Rick now on my contacts, and he's a good guy. I consider him a friend now. So if we ever want him again, I can get a hold of him. Um, I don't know, like right now, I think the matches we brought up are the matches. Like Caleb, definitely got to get Caleb a name because he deserves it, and people need to know who Caleb is. So,
Yeah.
it's
Caleb's one
that
of those
time.
guys that it's like a freak right from the get go. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, he's what I chase, right? Like every time I feel him when we practice, I'm really analyzing what I feel. You know what I mean? Because I know that's the level, right? And I know he's at a good level. So the thing is I don't even think I think of people and who's going to beat him, and I don't even really ever say Caleb isn't going to win or doesn't have a shot. So that's why it's important that he pulls some of these guys in Ontario that are a little more known. So he's known because I think he beats. I honestly think I think he can beat Porchop on left and right.
I give him straight up, not a joke. I give him the advantage,
Hmm.
and here's why. The fucking size of Caleb.
Hmm.
The guy is like, think of this. The way I'm built, like I'm pretty skinny. Like I'm like fairly shredded, probably like 10 or 11% body fat.
Hmm.
Caleb has more body fat, but like take my bill and
Hmm.
just fucking add me to like 6'4.5", like 250, 260, and keep me basically this shredded. You get Caleb.
Hmm.
Like the guy has maybe a little bit of like the only fat that guy
He's
has
a
is a
little
little on
belly
his tummy.
baby
That's it.
fat still, a
He just
little
has a little
tiny.
bit of freaking warmth on his stomach. He could get rid of in a week if he hit the treadmill.
Mhm.
His whole body is solid muscle, just
Mhm.
solid. And he's 6'4", just massive solid muscle, and he
Mhm.
knows how to arm wrestle really well. He's not just a strong dude. So it's like he's ticking all the boxes, man. Like
Oh yeah,
he's
man.
not to freaking sleep on.
No, no, no. I mean, it's awesome having Caleb because then big guy like guys like Caleb, and then after Caleb, the strength that I kind of am chasing is Darren Matthews would be after him. See, Darren,
Darren's
he
good too.
doesn't train, doesn't do anything. Like he doesn't even do anything. Like the guy doesn't. He doesn't even like he goes to a practice here and there, and the strength that he has on the table. Oh, like I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't even know what makes him
He
so
just,
strong. Like his
but
life.
he's not all that like he's not all that technical and all that perfect, like experienced on the table either. So, like, yeah. And I feel him. And when I get to his strength, I'll be happy.
Has Caleb ever had a match with Mark Harrison?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I think Caleb beats Mark now, but Mark, what a beast, man.
You
You
know
know,
what? If we're
Mark
throwing
is
out
so good.
names for people who are beasts, left hand especially, I
Mm.
got to give Greg Deneen a shout out there because
Oh,
he is.
Greg, yeah. How can you forget Greg?
Well,
Actually, that was the match we wanted to see was Caleb and Greg left.
yeah, like I guess I was kind of forgetting him. He's definitely in the talk for top fucking like that top three guy fucking left hand.
No, left hand. You know what? I forgot him too. And actually, you know what? Because he doesn't compete that much. So
And right,
Greg,
it's hard
forget.
to remember, but once you remember, you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
he's
See, I forget too because Greg's just that nice guy that is always around, right? But yeah. But no,
no,
Greg,
him and
left-handed.
Caleb would be a great match.
He's
But
the only one that was
and when
free.
you put it that way, I think Greg Deneen would smoke fucking Mark Harrison.
Oh yeah, definitely on the
So it's
left.
like then Caleb would smoke him too,
On the
right?
left, Greg doesn't pull right anymore after his bicep tendon tear. He's got a
Okay,
little
after yeah,
PTSD
fair,
with that,
fair.
so he doesn't even pull right. But his left, oh, I'm telling you. It is. I've never felt like a baby in somebody's hand
I
before.
gripped up with him. I
Yeah.
gripped up with him, put my elbow down, tried gripping, and I just said, and I walked away. Straight up. There's no point in me arm wrestling you, dude. None at all.
Well, you remember that day we brought him out to Red Deer? We brought him. He came out. We didn't bring him. He showed up, but he came
Yeah.
to the Red Deer practice, and yeah, it was. I wanted to see him pulling Matt. Yeah, on the left.
I think they did pull on the left.
Did they? I don't know. I missed
Yeah.
it. I think.
Matt had full control, but like
Yeah, yeah,
which is crazy because you
yeah.
to know how strong Greg is, and then just to see Matt go,
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah,
the fuck?
that's
How is
Max.
Matt that strong, dude? Like
Matt
Matt
is.
is so much stronger than you can even imagine. You can't imagine how strong Matt is. You just can't. He's as strong as someone who'd be 450 pounds. Like what you'd expect to feel from someone who'd be 450 pounds, like Brian Shaw size,
Mm-hmm.
is what Matt can do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fathom it because yeah, Matt's a big guy, but he does not 450 6'9".
But Matt's hand is so strong
Well, that's
that
what I mean. Like you don't expect it.
you don't get to feel his arm.
His hand alone feels like a hand, arm, human body, and a
Yeah, like
freaking three
yeah,
corpses attached to it. Like
yeah, like when you're pulling Matt, you're just like feeling like his hand is doing everything to you. You don't
he,
even know.
there's
Yeah,
a reason why I don't pull Matt. Really, there's no point. It's not
yeah.
really like I can't really do anything at all.
Hmm.
And it's just for him, it's like holding on to like a 10-year-old child. So it's like,
Well, I remember the first compliment I ever got from him. I felt like stupid because he was like, "We're pulling," and I was giving him everything, like just trying my hardest. And then he was correcting me though, and like, "Hey man, move your hip closer to the table." Like he was getting my positioning and shit. And then all of a sudden he walks away, and I just like, oh my God, I suck. Like, he just couldn't, I was like a baby, right? And then I heard him talking to Sean. He goes, "Oh, that guy's fucking strong, man." And Sean's like, "Really?" He's like, "Oh, he's strong. He'll figure it out." And I'm like, "How do you know I was strong?" Like I felt like you were just effortless. Like you know what I mean? I felt like nothing.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It that's the levels to it, I guess, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
levels.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
if you haven't caught the King of the Table 13,
yeah,
still buy the pay per view.
I would. I mean, some of the matches are definitely worth watching.
Totally, totally. They will slowly put out the matches, I believe, on their channel as well.
Yep.
And the Wreck the Halls event, where can people see that?
Lethbridge Arm Wrestling Club on Facebook. I think that's where it's located.
Okay, Lethbridge Army Spell on Facebook. Good matches there too. We went over them;
Yeah.
they were good.
Really good match, though. Yep.
Yeah,
And
we
then,
talked about some imaginary future matches, maybe.
yeah. And
I know one thing. I know without explaining too much. I got a date with the wrong arm. Got a date with Jaren here soon.
oh, you do?
Eventually, it'll be coming.
April.
Possibly April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly not April though.
No.
Possibly beforehand.
No.
We'll see. We'll see how we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you about it.
Nice. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have a bunch more shit to talk about Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, bro, I gotta go anyway. So have
Yeah.
and thanks everybody in the chat for joining us and listen to our shit. And like and subscribe if you haven't. And have a good night. And we'll see you.
See you Tuesday.
Okay.